Hey guys, yeah, welcome in. 2 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon here. Just be aware, Fed's Bowman just making some comments, released a speech, pre-written speech. No comments on monetary policy, but Bowman set to make some comments here as well in the Q&A, so just be aware of that. Overall, nice day for the market, though. Back to the upside we go to the tune of 1+% for the NASDAQ, S&P flirting with 5,000. Somebody was on CNBC yesterday talking about 3,200 by the end of the year. Crazy. A few things that are notable at this point this afternoon. Even with such a positive day setting up, there are a number of individual names that are downside. Obviously, we talked about Snapchat. Going back to early on this morning, this is a weekly chart, but that is a weekly candle for Snapchat. That's about as ugly as it gets. But as we mentioned this morning, there's all this congestion down here around 850 up to 12 bucks that it's stuck at this point, not really doing much. Rivian also I saw downside today to the tune of 1.5%, just back to yesterday morning levels, holding on to $15.10. Pretty well here for support, but higher than normal volume, or higher relative volume, I should say, on Rivian today to the downside. Of course, that's a green board right across most of it anyway. A little bit of negativity in the energy space. Some of the streaming names downside as well, Comcast and Disney, notably ahead of earnings from Disney after the close tonight. Some selling coming in. A little bit of profit taking. Healthcare stocks about 50-50. Eli Lilly 3.6 to the upside, but there is enough down here to basically make this group, enough downside that is, to basically make this group a wash this afternoon. It is positive, but only just at this point. Banks are strong, tech strong, as everyone has seen, I'm sure, throughout the entire day. It's chips leading the way again. Meta, huge day, 3%. Back higher once again. Roblox, we discussed in the pre-market this morning, struggling with 45 right now. It's bumped up against it a number of times and has rejected that. A little bit of selling coming back in right now for RBLX. Yeah, 5,000, Magnificent 7 tops 13 trillion in market cap. Big number. Market itself, though, on a pretty good run here, back to afternoon highs. We're trying to get back to afternoon highs here. Daily charts still looking great all over the place. Let's get into what we were discussing. If you're with us in the pre-market this morning, we'll do a bit of a review and catch up to see how these played out throughout not only the morning, but through the midday as well. Snapchat was top of the list this morning, down huge off of their report after the close yesterday. It's been nothing but continuation for Snapchat after a huge miss, down to 11 bucks now, guys.
Yeah, Snapchat's going to be.
Hold on, before can we
two red names? Yeah.
Can we skip to something else first? I just wanted to show this because during the midday show, you probably heard like a lot of like hoopla. Everyone was like yelling and screaming.
Well, I literally went on the air.
I know you went on the air, yeah. But I just wanted to show the first execution. And again, like Sean and I were the only ones here at Real Trading that got the quote and the execution for Bitcoin to be able to trade it. We were just sort of making sure orders would go out and that stuff. Like I wasn't really.
You didn't hold that?
Yeah, well, I didn't hold the log. No, we were just making sure that everything worked and giving feedback to everybody. But it's the first live execution.
Oh,
as of course,
yeah. We're gonna have a special guest in a couple seconds here.
We got crypto.
This is where I need something. I need to like hit like Randy. But Randy, you were on here before. You talked about crypto. You're not like a big, huge fan of crypto.
Why not?
I'm a fan of coffee, though.
I'm a fan of coffee, too. I'll take another one. Yeah. Why not? I mean, I was just literally making one with you 10 minutes ago, but it's getting cold.
Crypto, here we go.
I mean, we got to look. We're not spending $12,000 on a coffee machine. You know.
$12,000? No, just kidding. I knew how much it was.
Yeah. Canadian.
Doesn't buy a lot of crypto.
It does buy. No, it buys enough crypto.
What do you mean it doesn't buy a lot of crypto?
You could buy partial shares, as you know.
$12,000 is $12,000, man.
I have this one coin for you that's going to go up a lot. It's called Cardano. You should get it like ASAP.
I got a
don't
coin
know
that's
anything
even
about
better
it,
than that.
but it's going to go way up.
It's the Tradertv.live Confluence
Randy
coin.
loves crypto. One of my favorite names in the whole chat, my guy Nicky Cutlets. You prefer veal or chicken cutlet? Veal, me too. We always see Nicky Cutlets on the recap show, and I always go, yo, what's up, my guy Nicky Cutlets? Pass me some veal, you know what I mean? Like I prefer, the veal. But he says Randy loves crypto and Volkswagen. I think Volkswagen is more accurate than crypto. V-dub.
Great stuff.
Yeah, I'll take another coffee. Sure, thanks.
So
and not even.
Yeah, we can talk Snapchat now. I just wanted to. We're excited. We've been talking
never
about
heard of it.
we've been talking about crypto for a while, so it's good to have it in here. You probably won't see me. I don't know if I'll make any trades in the afternoon. There's an adjustment process.
Whoops.
Setting up the keys, make sure the quote's right. So there's a lot of stuff. I'll be back at it.
Like we were giving ourselves, like we thought we had buying power. Then honestly, we just gave ourselves $100 grand each.
We didn't. So we thought we had
didn't
VP.
even know.
We didn't. So
And then we realized the minimum amount you could buy is $5 worth. And then we realized that maybe we over applied the money to our accounts.
I'm not just making this up.
that was-
I hit the offer and hit the bid, and like, it's still my P&L is zero, literally zero, because
Yeah.
it was so small
Yeah.
that it wasn't even like a fraction of a cent. But again, we're just testing things out. We're in the testing phases.
Yeah.
I wish we were testing things out.
And you see
Snapchat.
this? We had the calculator out because we did $43,000, right? We did we wanted to get $5 worth of crypto because that was the minimum, divided by 43,000. So Neil put in there, we had to put in 0.00002. We did. Well, he did, but we were all there with Brankles too. Thanks.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was nice to
shout
have
out to
Brankles
Brankles.
there because Brankles was helping us look at the order executions, and that's why.
But I'm a stickler for this. If you're testing out, and it's a first live order.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to go out for the minimum size,
We-
just in case. Like, what happens if it goes pending and I don't get the fill for an hour? Like, you just in case.
Oh,
put
well,
the
no one's
minimum
going.
size
No one's
out
going
there.
to. That's why I did that story. I mean, it's $5 worth. I mean, But anyways, it's a funny story because my kids were here yesterday, and my daughter goes, "What the hell is this?" Like she's like, "Why do you have a calculator?" My kid goes, she goes, "Dad, you're wicked at math. Why do you have a calculator?" I'm like, "Nah, not the math that I'm doing here is much different than me like talking to you about like, hey, this thing's $100 and it's 20% off. What does it cost?"
That's much different.
The kids think, "Wow, Dad, you came up with 80. That was great." You know, but like
Your kids don't have calculators for a toy?
well, my son has an iWatch, so they both actually. I spoil my.
Remember how I tell everybody
both
that
my kids have iWatches. And
I've told
so
y'all how I'm cheap, right?
This is how my kid goes.
Well, my daughter has an
are they
actual
serious?
calculator for a toy. I'm talking about
Oh, a toy. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like as a tool. Yeah, they don't. School right now, man. They don't. They don't even use calculators.
I was making dinner one night and I'm like, can you just go play? She's like, well, I need something to play with. I gave her the calculator and she played for half an hour.
That's like
That's
like
what
a
you need.
double up right there.
That's a lot of coffee for the afternoon, dude.
Much appreciated, my guy.
What were we
All right,
talking
cheers.
about?
The best money thing that a kid could have, and your daughter probably had this, are those gangster Fisher Price cash registers. They come with like the real thick coins and the paper, and it's not a paper bill, but it's plastic, and that part's really cool. And they have the fake credit card slider thing there.
The new Monopoly game actually has all that stuff.
Ooh, you know, we have a Super Mario Monopoly game. That's pretty hype, man. You could be like Toad running around there and all that stuff.
Snapchat, I wish.
We're doing really well here, man. Uber's ripping up 50 cents now. Nice straight up to the upside right there. We bought off V. We're gonna talk about Uber soon. Okay, let's talk about Snapchat real quick. I didn't even remember that we were doing that. Snapchat was a lot of fun until it wasn't. It's my worst stock today. So we went long early. We got out there. We were like, yeah, buddy, Snapchat #1 stock. And then all of a sudden, we got long at 11.70. Then it broke. We got out at 66. But we're not. You know, sometimes when we take 10-cent hits on $11 stocks, it'll be too much because we have shares. So then we got it again and it dropped out. We tried to buy 11.50, the bottom of 11.40. That worked great up to 56. And then apparently he went on CNBC, Evan Spiegel there, and this is when he went on. So like this is 11 to 12. He was on at 11. Then I guess we got a little bit of a bump up and it's seen its worst moments right now. So you're at the low of the day here for Snapchat. Sometimes when it's bad, it's bad. And what was it, 13% short float or whatever it was, didn't seem to matter too much today. The SSR bounce didn't exist because it's 3.5 times what SSR is. So yeah, we'll have to pick our poison somewhere else.
The only level that worked was the overnight. Like the overnight bottom. Every other buy level was no good. Like that one gave you a couple shots, and even then it was lower highs into it. So it went snap, crackle, and popped to the downside.
That was a pretty good one.
I was waiting to be able to use that pun, and now that I've used it, we can move on.
All right, let's go on to Ford. Ends up being a bit of a fade as well, but started the day with a nice gap to the upside coming off surprise beat for Ford. Forecast was, I mean, on the production side of things, I don't think where a lot of people thought it should be. Still the numbers, if you dig into it, a little bit better than expected, in fact.
Yeah, beating on top of the bottom line, Brendo, but the loss here was kind of eye-watering. So they lost about $526 million, whereas in the same quarter last year, they made $1.3 billion. And that that has to do, obviously, with the negotiations with the UAW. Specifically with respect to their products, they did very well with their Ford Pro, which makes the F-150 and the light trucks, but they did poorly with Ford Blue and Ford Model E, which is their legacy internal combustion engine and their electric division.
Yeah, there was a ton of, I was just reading through a few of them, ton of positive analyst moves on Ford as well, surprising. But off the highs here, guys, for Ford today.
Ford actually worked today. And if you're watching the midday and the real deal, the lesson of the day, I talked about like catching a falling knife or buying the dip. And first thing you got to understand is when you do that, especially at the open, you are going to be going against the grain. So I wanted to use the daily chart. I'm just going to pull it up on Trade Ideas here because I logged out and back in so that that buying power would take effect, which has had some interesting effects on my charts.
Took one for the team.
I just took one for the team there. No, actually, if you trade here, real trading, if you do like a live in the middle of the day adjustment to your buying power, like you do have to log out and back in. Like usually do those things overnight. I wanted to make sure we could test it during lunchtime crypto, so I had to log out and back in. But I did have a couple levels we liked on Ford. I'll do it this way to just quickly show you. This is 1245. And then if you look at the 200 period moving average and this local level here was 1220. So I like two separate levels for dip buys, and we took two separate trades off of them. One of which was good. You can obviously understand it's the one at the bottom. So I got in at the 45 level. It took out the local bottom for a 10-cent hit. And then the 20 level ended up holding. We're still holding on to the last piece of it after scalping into 45. Hey, why did we get most of it out in front of 45? Because 45 was the other key price level. So I mentioned this in the midday. You got to pick your lane for the style of trade you're going to do when you come into a key price level. Are you going to get in, get out, try to get in, get out, or are you going to do the whole? I know where my ultimate out is. I'm willing to buy into it. I like to take the approach of like multiple shots into it. It's just a stylistic difference. But Ford's going to end up, it's holding up 5%, but keep in mind a few things. Post-market resistance right in this 1275 range. Opening top resistance, 1275 to 1285. It's getting in that zone where it's got to be trailed. So I'm not letting this back into VWAP here. Every time it makes another leg up, I'm trailing it by about 15 cents. So it's working for now, but the market's gotten top heavy up here. And we'll see how long Ford can hold on to this. Personally, in my personal account, I was kind of hoping for a break at 13 to get a stink offer. I think I'm in the 60 range. 13.65, I think I offered, something like that. But no dice today for a break of the highs.
All right, Uber. I was just noting on Snapchat the volume 3.5 times what it normally is. So big day for Snapchat. Just thinking about Uber. Let's talk about Uber. Back on everyone's watch, I think, this morning after a decent report for them.
Row guys, when they turn a profit. Prior to that, they had been unprofitable. They made about $1.4 billion in income, total profit this quarter, Brendo. The monthly active users up 15% year over year on the quarter. Total trips up 24% year over year on the quarter. Both their mobility and their delivery segments did very well, growing 34% and 6% respectively. The only one that really did poorly was freight. That was down on the year about 17% as the consumer shifts more to goods than services.
Yeah, still a decent day, guys, for UBER.
Yeah, look, we've been long Uber for a while. We talked about trimming some at that $64, $63 area on the inclusion into the S&P 500. But first of all, here we had walk and talk. Go find that if you want a little bit there during lunch. That was fun. This apartment building here is pretty nice. Hopefully one day, we'll see in a second. Anyways, it goes all the way up. Okay, so we wrote down here somewhere on something called a sticky note. Oh, this was a lot of fun last night, by the way, walking here at the Scotiabank. We talked about that last night. I can't find the sticky note, but it's there somewhere. We wrote down here Uber $68. So, I mean, we missed it early. It's too bad because right away, that's yesterday afternoon. We're not worried about that, or this morning, sorry. This is the dip down that happened as the market was opening. This scared the living you-know-what out of pretty much that long. I mean, you could have played it off of 67. I wasn't looking there. We'll talk about some of the trades that we had at the beginning of the day that were pretty crazy too. But anyways, missed opportunity. Look where Uber went, man, 71. I mean, it just kept on climbing all the way up there to that high side. So Uber continues to work today. Yeah, so we did like it. The only problem is we had to wait. So we just put it on VWAP. We went back into VWAP. We came back through. That's a 70. We were going to hold this against 70, basically. It doesn't break it. We were giving it a little bit lower. So we only went long at, what am I long now, 70.15, something like that? Yeah, so here it goes, right back up. We'd like to get this to the 200 period if we can, but we're already just starting to scalp it out. We waited for a pullback to VWAP. This is the strategy. Like I said, if and when we write a book or something like that, it'll be pullbacks into VWAP that you look for with certain names. We knew we wanted Uber long. We had to wait for it. It's cooking, man. I mean, look at Uber. Continues to cook. We told you where we got long into that 30 break. Now it doesn't really matter. It kind of reminds me of Nvidia, honestly. Not in the extent to which it's going up, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight days, like huge candle days. And like any dip that happens, it just dips back into levels where you're like, let's see if this holds. Then the very next day, you know, like if you wanted to get long 66, you had one opportunity right here, and then the next couple of days up. If you wanted to get long down here 64, it came back in and then just blasted. So Uber, stay long, be happy with it, continue to ride that platform. And I really like Uber. I had a great experience one day in an Uber. The guy got out and took his picture with me and couldn't believe I was in the back. And I'm just like, what? Like there's literally 3 million people running around the city here. As soon as he heard my voice, he knew it was me. So I love Uber. I always take Uber, and that kind of made my day. So shout out to Uber and all the drivers out there. Keep it going, man. Yeah, I like Uber.
And they're kicking Lyft's butt.
That's the other thing.
That's not to pick on Lyft, but I mean, if we're being honest about it, Lyft with the whole, was it yesterday? It was yesterday. They're like, we're guaranteeing monthly pay so they can attract talent.
Right.
Because Uber's winning and Uber's beating their butts. And we talk about opportunity costs all the time. So I'm going to start out by saying you pick the names. We say this all the time. You pick the names that are your focus at the open. So Snapchat was going to be a focus at the open. There was no question about that. It was just that's what we were looking at. It did mean Alibaba was another one as well, going to be a focus at the open for me. We talked about Ford as well. But you can't have orders out or be prepared for every contingency. But Uber, 67.5. I like this level. But it got down there, and I didn't have a level 2 up. I had dedicated, like these are the 4 stocks I'm looking at. Uber wasn't one of them. You end up missing the trade. I like that 70. I think that's a good buy. I was in it like a couple of times actually off that level. Once earlier that worked. The second time here at lunch that didn't for me because I got stopped out underneath that 70. But I like the bullish move here. For Uber, I think you want to stay long. The weekly chart looks even better than the daily chart. So I just want to quickly show those before we move on. Like when you pull up the weekly chart, the consolidation break just takes on a new life on the weekly. Like it gave you the consolidation right at resistance on the weekly and then breaks out going into earnings and is now going to hold the break. I mean, barring something ridiculous in the last couple of days of this week, you're going to have a great trend post earnings on the weekly chart here for Uber. That's a hold if I ever saw one.
Just before we go back, because Affirm's not going to be on there, for everybody talking about that we're cooking, yeah, I mean, we're cooking. We right now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions on, and like we're just getting some out of Affirm right now. We went short, it wasn't right. We took a small out there at 50, then it went to 45, and we nailed that back in. So we have Affirm 40 cents in the money. We have Alibaba 50 cents in the money. We have Google $1.20 in the money. We have Palantir still in the money, small piece. We have Roblox, $1.70 in the money. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have Uber, which we just talked about. So right now we've got 6 positions on, all pretty good right now. Just wanted to update that Affirm. That was the most recent out. Bounced below VWAP. We'll see if we can get back in. I'm really waiting for this 44. So we'll put some more bids down there on Affirm. I'm actually bidding right now 44.19 on Affirm.
All right, let's go through Alibaba quickly here. I wanted to zoom out to start to a weekly time frame just to highlight the simple fact that this is earnings. Doesn't look like much. Wow. It's a much bigger move, obviously, or looks like a much bigger move if you zoom in here. We did go positive very, very early on this morning. before nothing but downside ever since. Looks like it's going to roll over right now. Lackluster, to say the least, for Baba.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell that was earnings. No volume there, Brendo.
Yeah.
They missed on the top line, guys. Didn't see what they did on the bottom line. They didn't report that, but where they are focusing, the majority of their efforts are e-commerce, expanding their e-commerce business and cloud computing. They see the margins there. Separately, there was insider buying by Jack Ma and Joe Tsai to the tune of about $200 million back in January. So take note of that insider buying.
Yeah, to tie back to the issues in China as well, they were talking on the call about the retail side of things and the brick and mortar side of things that they were going to exit entirely. So yeah, not much positivity there, guys, for Baba today.
Because people would rather buy Holo than Baba. Go figure. I mean, look, I mean,
hell is Holo?
it's that.
But what are they? But do we know what they are? Are they a Chinese name? Is that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second. I don't know what Holo is. However, sometimes you got to go into your repository, and so like I just meditated with the universe, and it's coming to me now. It's an American company, micro cloud hologram. Yeah, that's all Trade Ideas is giving me. Here we go. They engage in research development. There it is coming in now. An application of holographic technology operates through blah, blah, blah. They were founded in 2020 and is headquartered in New York City, New York. That is holographic, micro cloud hologram, whatever the heck that is. So that's Holo there. And I cheated. I used Trade Ideas there. But yeah, Alibaba, I'm disappointed with it. It's a red stock for me. I tried the bounce off of 75 instead of the break a couple of times in there, and that was my go zone. It didn't hold on to it. What's crazy about that is if I go back to what should have been the significant level, like the previous close, even if I traded off that, I probably still would have lost, but I didn't even try it. So it didn't really hold anything cleanly, and has been a complete dog. It wasn't that great of a quarter in terms of growth, but they did sprinkle some buyback on that, and sometimes that's been working. They'll sprinkle the buyback,
I like the AI talk there, but it did break through. We had wrote down again on the sticky note today that we wanted to take it Alibaba long through 74. But like I said, like once this market opened up, it had a huge move back to 76. So we were already in and around 74 as the market opened. Then you have a huge move up into $76, hits the 200 period, and then absolutely gives it all back and more. And we took a hit, but we got some long. We got long again, and we're long now. So as long as it holds, I still want to try to buy this 73.50 level. I know we had some, and now I'll just zoom back in because we had so many crazy trades. But look at this. You see, like it came in, there's 73, so we go long here at 73.15. Our stop is 73, it's still in. And then boom, so that's 73.90, so that's 90 cents, that's 80 cents, 70 cents, some more outs up here. So this is what happened early, right? Fell in, long in and out there quickly, I guess at 73, 75 or so. Got stopped out there, then it went back up, got some in, got some out. And then it just, so it's been good. But honestly, would like to get a little more shares down there. I still like Alibaba. I like the Chinese names. And we'll see, what is the FXI down today? That would be more important to me. I mean, Alibaba is more important to me. I have the shares, but I just want to see if the rest of China is also suffering. So yeah, down 2%. So not a great name for many of these, but hey, I like Alibaba. I recently bought some at like 72.10. We talked about that. Didn't get any out. It ripped up to 78 yesterday. Got up to 82 in the pre-market, but definitely being hit downside. They talked about AI, and we like AI. So let's see if Alibaba has just a little bit of shakeout to do today. I'm still thinking long Alibaba as long as we're above 70.
Pretty sideways here if you zoom out on Roblox today, even though it's up 10.5%, unless you caught a dip somewhere. Trying to get back above 45 right now. It's been a bit of a wall throughout the midday for RBLX, but nice day anyways. This move, most of it anyways, coming pre-market off their report, better than expected as well.
Oh yeah. Move up in daily active users. That's what they're looking to do to get you on there and to keep you on there. 71.5 million daily active users. That's a 22% jump year over year. It was a beat on the top and bottom line. Revenue came in above expectations, 1.13 billion. The street was looking for 1.08. So a decent move. Let's see how they do the rest of the week.
Can you imagine all these kids that are going to be running around playing Roblox on the Vision Pro?
What is that money called? Robux?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
Sean, you know.
Me and Neil were still talking about crypto.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can buy Robux. I mean, I heard Robux. Look, I really like Roblox, but the thing about Robux is, yeah, you could buy like there's a $10 a month plan. There's Fabian knows, man. Fabian has a lot of Robux in his account. But all right, so we had to be as patient as heck with this name. This was not. The fact that we're up and Roblox is going to be a relatively positive name here today. For my account, it's not going to be the #1 account. We have Google and Palantir are the #1 stocks as I look. Again, hopefully Affirm, but yeah, we just kept on basically catching a falling knife the whole way. And it all started at VWAP. So we buy into VWAP, that was okay. We must have been able to get out a little bit. Then we averaged back in there and got out. So whenever we're sort of planting red flowers like this, meaning that the greens, the reds are still above the greens, those are all sells. Now I know this looks like an algo, but I'm doing it with my hands. And I talk about not holding on for very long. So we start to build that flower again right here. And the thing is that all of these buys, really, this is where the pay dirt came in. We finally got down. Both Neil and I were waiting for this 43 bottom. We talked about being patient for it. And honestly, we were. I could be more patient by not doing this, but the fact that we got out, understanding that this wasn't going to go, was pretty important. Then we were very, very patient, and honestly, I wish we had like a back up the truck emoji here or something like that, but or GIF or whatever these things are called. It's not an emoji, but because that's what we did. It came in, we got 43.20, we got some out here 43.50s, right, 30 cents. We're scalping, then it cranked back in, and that's where we said, that's it, enough is enough. We're gonna hold this against 43, and we got a 43.09 fill, and that's what we're long right now, and it just continues to blast up. So this is $1.70 in the money. Look at this out. 45, 45. It's not breaking 45. I wish it did, but for now, Roblox is gonna sit in the account, and we'll see if it comes back down in.
I got a button that I want to see what it does. It just says cash new. What is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible.
Cash register. I labeled mine cash register. It's more like, it's kind of like this, like backing up the truck, but like shares are going in.
I just thought there was a new one.
Oh, a new one? Did you get?
No. I thought there was a new one when I saw that on my board because you were talking.
I mean,
about
in our meeting today, we saw literally there's like
there's a list of stuff we're
1,500 things for Ramin and Fabian to do. So I'm not going to be asking for any more animation.
Speaking of the meeting, I have an excuse for 43. It's because when we were done, we got ready for a meeting, kind of got up at 11 o'clock, you know, like stretch your feet, go to the bathroom, prep. We had a meeting that we had to go to as well, but it did come right back down into that 43 level, but I ended up not chasing it. I think this might be actionable if it can start, like if you're already in it, great, I'm not. I didn't buy back at 43, but if it can break back out 45 and stop this sleepiness that it's doing, I think there may be a secondary trade, or just allow it to get under VWAP at this 44.40 support, so that can make sense. Otherwise, I'd stay away from it. Those are the prices, breaking 45, 44.40, or you wait for the 43 again. On Roblox, on their beat, and it was the only one. Well, that's not really true. I was gonna say it was the only one that was like straight up this morning, but somebody actually did sell this off in the pre-market. Just a word of advice, if you're trading something pre or post market that's reporting, unless it's your intention, maybe wait till the report's out, because somebody bought Snapchat all the way up, like right after market, and then the report comes out and it's down, and then someone did something similar here in Roblox in the other direction. Whether or not that's what their intention is, I have no idea, but it's like if that's your catalyst, make sure it's out. You know, I've seen that. I've told the story before, like somebody was trading an oil number around here. A couple of traders were trading an oil number, and an execution before the number came out is catastrophic. Because if you end up being on the wrong side of it, you're really, really on the wrong side of it. So just make sure news is disseminated before you go playing around in these stocks. And now we're done. Ye old rundown. I'm only still in Ford and Affirm. I'm in basically the same thing. But I was trading, the only difference with Affirm is I only traded it at 44 and 45. Well, that's just, in the morning, I had it at VWAP. And then once that stopped out, I had the local bottom in Affirm, went 1 for 2 down there, then shorted it off 44, went 1 for 2 there, held on to a piece that I made top wick on, tried 44 again, scalped them out for a win, then it stopped out, then waited for 45. So kind of been playing the even dollars, and it looks like it's headed right back for the even dollar. Affirm just, it's defying.
I'm gonna hold it.
It's defying all of this. We only like to short Affirm stuff. However, I get that it's strong, but it's in the resistance part of the daily chart. So to me, it's like it needs to break out and hold above 46 before it's in a new range. It's at the top of its range, short the top of the range. I suppose if it was at $40, maybe I'd be endorsing along as a day trade here. But just to keep in perspective where this is, it is in the top end of the range.
All right. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about. I mean, I'm already short Affirm. We've done well, but it's against that 45, and so this is the better trade, right? Like, so I will talk about other names, but I just want to talk about what I did here because the first trade I had was a loss. So if you look at Affirm, what I did here was, you see, this is the top of the day. Like, honestly, on a stock like Affirm that I really like to short, hello, which might not be right. I mean, the long might be just as good. I don't. You know, traders that are playing this name to the long can have monster wins as well. Same way, right? Like if you were defending this long down here at 43, you're now in the money $1.60. Like it's like this Roblox or these trades I have on Palantir. So it's not, I'm not going to go one way or the other. I just prefer the short. So we shorted into the day's high and gave it to 50s. So a piece there, a much bigger piece here, and then out. So we were pretty red. You know, then it just, as it broke through 50, it ripped up like pretty quickly there, so I took a little bit of a short because we got stopped out. Then it went back in about 30 or 40 cents, and then it shot back up. And then I said, okay, end of the day, you know, this kind of reaction here, I don't know what this volume spike, like what this volume was there. It looks like a dark pool, but at the end of the day, I wanted to short in front of 45. And then here's the purple plant again. So as you short it, anything purple is going to be a short sell, which means we have to borrow the shares and we sell them at the market, so we go short and we have to buy them back. So that now all of a sudden comes right back into the 50 period and then 44.30. And I told you I was waiting at 44.19. That's like, this is why. There's the level right there, 44.20s, or should probably be at 44.20, but I guess that's where we started. So yeah, and then it came back in, it broke the 50 period. We took another out at 50s like we'll always do. And honestly, I'm sitting here to get short again. And if it breaks through 45 for 13 cents worth of risk, we'll take that. I mean, this first out there is 70s. So that's, you know, it worked the first time. If it doesn't work again, I talked about this with Wayne, Neil, we all talk about it all the time. You have to, and that was my Wednesday wisdom today, was you have to follow technical analysis if you're going to use it. You know, whatever you're going to use. But like, you know, if you're going to go 1-to-1 on your trades, then use a ratio to find out your winners. If you're going to bounce things off the 50 period, then make sure you use that as some kind of an indicator, right? So I'm going to use just an easy price level of $45 and get short in front of it. If it continues to go, it continues to go. Market pulling back down, so that's all good. We do have to look out for this Uber. So Uber, again, take technicals, Wednesday wisdom. We took the technicals there. It came up. We got some out 50 period, got some out ahead of the 200. Now you're breaking back down below the 50. So let's take another piece out here on Uber. So this is what we're doing. We're long Ubers now at 70.17. And if we get an opportunity to get a piece out right here before we break 50, let's do that. So that's what we'll do. It's Uber. We just got a fill there, so that's good. And we're starting to take some more out. So again, we have 6 positions on right now, which seems a little bit, but they're all minimal shares. They're all a lot of shares, like Neil said. We did, because I trade with stop orders, like the same thing, like I knew I wanted 43, so I just took the fill there with a stop. So Roblox right now, if it breaks 45, we could have a nice piece here as well. We'll think about going long there. Let me look at it.
What's hilarious is that I know we said this last time. Like I was
VWAP now too.
a little bit distracted, but there is I just found another something for feedback I wanted to make sure I got in right away. Again, here at Real Trading, we just got crypto live, and I wanted to point something out to one of our back office members here. By the way, check this out. Like this is the fun stuff. This is the fun part of looking at this. Like what have we seen today? Double top 43.7. Look where the dip buy was here, right off this previous level high at 43.38, like essentially like almost dead on, right? Like you get the double top, it's close enough. Like when you're trading, that's good enough. And then you get support into previous resistance levels. I love seeing that kind of thing. That said, you got to respect it. Bust through by enough, you got to be able to get out. But I love being able to see that. New NYCB.
I'm taking Roblox here. I just want everyone to know that.
This one will be frustrating. It's actually got back into the highs. The other play that we're looking for SSR bounces in other than Snapchat was this, and you know which one we traded instead. So that was the wrong call. Should have traded this. Should have stuck to the guns in the afternoon and traded this one. It is making fresh highs.
All right, I'll take this because we have new position. I just said, didn't want to interrupt, but we literally just got hit on Roblox, so I want to tell people that because we were trading it in front of all of you, and I wanted to get longer. So we just punched long there through that high, and all we did, we didn't get really anything too great there. Let me tell you the price. So I was just playing off this little wick that happened right here with a big volume that happened back at 12, midday 12s. Okay, Roblox. I'm gonna take some more pizzas out here. If this goes, man, wow. What kind of a day is this going to be? If Roblox goes, then I don't know. So let's wait. All right, we just took some more out as I say that, of course. But anyways, we wanted to go long there at 13s. That was the high. That's where we went. We got 15s, I believe. So, well, whatever price I have now, 16s. So here we go, man. Let's go Roblox. We just hit that stock. We'll see how far it goes up here. We're taking pieces out. Where would my out be? We really got going here through 15s. So first of all, one of those out, you see how it shows me in and out there? That was me getting out at the high of the day. Right there, because that's where we were waiting for our last piece. And then you could see the price I have now. So that's just how the accounting works. And now I'm long this price right there. So that's the breakout long. So now let's see if it goes. But I'm going to use the 50 period. So again, above VWAP. VWAP is blue. I think I have it coded purple, but it's going to look blue. Then that is pink, which is the 50 period. And all of these are simple moving averages. And volume weighted average price, you don't have to do anything. Most platforms will just allow you to put it in with no restrictions or no like caveats as to how you format it or anything like that. If you can, we've talked about anchor VWAP. I think that's pretty cool too, but it's not on our platform. You can go do some research on that. Shout out to Brian Shannon, of course. But you have the 200 period, you have VWAP, and you have the 50 period. All of my settings, and I believe Neil's are as well, are simple moving averages.
I only use simple moving
Okay,
averages.
so there's exponential and simple, and just a matter of calculating it on the open or the close of those wicks. Okay, so yeah, I mean, again, we're at the highest spot we've been at all day, so we're pretty happy about that, but it's Roblox that's starting this. It could fall down in and we'd give it all back. But let's wait to see what happens with Roblox. I'm watching like a hawk this 50 period. So let's put it in together. Someone asked me before, like, what does it mean when we're saying I'm stopping out at a certain level? Well, again, the Wednesday Wisdom live on Instagram is play technical analysis if that's what you're using. So I'm gonna use this 50 period. That's at 44.80, so watch. 44, let's go with the year Randy's born, 78, 44.7. 40, he's right here. What's up, Randy?
Not bad.
44.78 as an offer, and we will push enter Randy. It was a great year. You may have been just
So
born there.
you're saying you're not born in 78 then?
I'm not, yeah. 81. He's born in 1981. I should never have said that
Great
he was
year.
older than he is.
It's a great year. I don't know why 81's a great year.
Maybe 68.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. That'd be nice, but I'm not. But we gotta watch out for Affirm here because I'm looking for a reload in this stock. I'm gonna get to Snapchat because I actually see something in Snapchat as well. But I want to see another curl off this level. It's not enough to get up there. I want it to wick the top, show me some weakness off that, kind of like it did before. And then Snapchat, a double bottom here. I like double bottoms for stocks that are trying to find a low.
Apple bottom, double bottoms.
Exactly.
Same
and you can see like the same, it's got this bottom here at 11.10, and then you have once, twice, thrice at about 11.30. So I'm looking for a break up here or just put in a higher low at 20s. And then I want to go into a long on Snapchat, give that 20 bottom and out. But I do think Affirm might come in for an opportunity to jump back into the short again. And for everyone out there that was looking at SMCI today, I wish I was.
Go Roblox.
As if 699.89 was the high of the day on SMCI. It's a VWAP retrace right now. The chips, okay, oh shoot, INTC. The chips have not been load as strong as the market. So a couple of names under VWAP here. It's a green to red story. If we fail just a couple cents lower on Intel. So I have my eyes on this one off of VWAP, but I think it'll be Affirm, which is pulling back now, about to reload it.
Oh man. Oh, look what I just saw. Just showed up on my Thanks, Danielle, for this. Here we go. What's up, Nicky Cutlets? He's on, I'm gonna say what's up to you right here on Twitter. What's up, my guy? All right, there we go. What do you have like that? All right, what's up, my guy? It's Nicky Cutlets, baby. Oh, damn. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, bang. It is Roblox. Nation, stand the hell up. Remember we talked about our number one stock being Google or Palantir? It's now Roblox. Please do not forward any of this segment to my kids. Here it goes. It's a nice upside move. It's Roblox, and we're cooking right now. Yeah, thanks, Rob. It's now going. Here we go. All right, now we're starting. I'll keep that one. No, I won't. Actually, it's fine. It's too cold anyways. Thanks. All right, now a nice little upside move here for Roblox. We are really cooking with gas now. Roblox, 30 cents in the money. Someone said in the chat, what gives me confidence in going long on Roblox? It's 22 years. And honestly, man, I mean, we're here to trade. And when we see setups, the idea is to trade them. I've done this sort of back and forth. I should take this, I shouldn't take this. We're gonna take stuff and we're gonna hit this stuff, man. This is a new year. This is what we're doing. I'm not fooling around anymore. There's no point. You see, I mean, look at the positions. There's nothing else that I could tell you guys, man. Uber, Palantir's $1.80 in the money right now. We hit this with the most shares we've ever hit Palantir, right there at 22. Maybe that's not true, but we hit it with a good amount. Boom to the upside. We're very, very confident right now in what we're doing. So that Roblox trade was a pretty good one. Now you're starting to get even higher and higher and higher. So what are we going to do now? I mean, here we go. It's a huge move up. We smacked this. And yeah, now it's just going to be one of them days. So 46 is coming into play right there. You have to trade. Wow. The net is really going here. It must be something else. Google's going, it's just really Roblox, I guess. But it must just be the fact that there was earnings. We love this name. We've talked about it. We've got the Fibonacci Princess that's rolling through tonight on the recap show. She's emailed me a couple times just thanking me for having her on. And I say, no, I thank you. You know, so she's gonna be coming on. We've been talking about Roblox multiple times. We talked about this 40 level. There's the blow up. We talked about Palantir at 15 and 16. We talked about Roblox at 45. So if you had any of those stocks, man, today is a good day for you. And it's been a great day all week. So there it is, man. Honestly, this is so strange. Today, I haven't, like we are a Mag 6 destroyer. And we haven't even looked. I haven't even looked the last couple of days. Microsoft, Apple. Well, I'm in Google. Meta. You know, AMD.
I was just looking at Meta. Well,
yeah.
AMD a little bit.
Nvidia.
I haven't traded Nvidia.
Right. Like this is such a monster week for crazy names.
Well, it's because
You
it's the other side of earnings. It's the like this week you got those types of names for earnings. I just want to point out. That 130 is possibly coming back in here on PDD. So it just cracked the 129. Was that Randy? Oh, it just cracked 129. It is headed back up to the top. It's a Chinese ADR, so you might not get that much movement in it this afternoon.
Camera must be stuck.
Yeah, it must be stuck. I don't know. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
But take it easy, Brankos. First of all, Brankos, you're getting us in trouble because you submitted a ticket to trade crypto.
They got yelled at by compliance.
Yeah.
Don't tell it.
Right, we'll talk about this after. We're just playing around. But
no, we're just messing around.
They did mention to us, anyway, we'll talk about it after. No, it's all good.
It was only us that were testing it. So
all right, I just want to give one more. We are getting ready to throw to a guest of the day. All right, so right now, honestly, guys, Roblox, I've made more. This is not, again, part of the show is to be entertaining, right? But like, I have to tell you guys when we make money or else it doesn't make any sense. Roblox is a monster name. It's my number one name. And it really just happened. It happened here and it just happened just to get in front of everybody. So we put on shares there. We've smoked that level and the rest is history. It's continuing to go up. This is the number one stock today. And honestly, I'm going to tell you that because we talked about it. We broke it down. It had an earnings play. There's a lot of you guys on it. I broke down how foolish I was right here. We talked about that 43 Halo number that came in. That was amazing for that long. So I'm just like, and then we just hit it again right there. So here's the purple flowers. The only thing I could do better, and this is just it, is to not get out as many, like we just got 75s, like not get out as many as we do when we do. One new position before we go, and I'll throw back over here. We have Affirm again. So, you know, not to take a line from our guy Nas over here or anything, but this is as it was written, man. We said that we would take 45 short and give that to 45. So here we are. We're short right now, 44.86. Let's give this, I'm just making sure my order's in there. Yeah, let's give this 20 pennies. If it breaks higher, it breaks higher. So, all right. A couple more words, Neil. Anything to update because we have to go to a guest.
No, I mean, I a couple minutes ago, I took the same Affirm trades off the 45 level. And the only thing I was saying, PDD's not at 130, but what I was getting at is that 130 level we're talking about in the midday. It's trying to climb back up there. That's probably the only level I would trade. I suppose when I got out and I said 128 is a target, that could have been a long, that could have come and gone. But let's get on to the desk. We've got our guest of the day.
All right, it is a hot topic. We're talking lithium this afternoon, Argentina Lithium and Energy. Miles Rideout is Vice President of Exploration of Argentina Lithium and Energy Corporation. The company itself has been doing a ton of exploration in this region for over 30 years, have extensive knowledge about it, and are going to share a little bit with us this afternoon. Miles, it's great to have you first off. How are you this afternoon? Good to speak.
Very well. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Let's talk about not only what the company is doing in Argentina, but I guess maybe first off, give us a little background here. What made Argentina so attractive to begin with?
Well, Argentina opened up for mineral exploration back in the 90s, and that was when the Grosso Group, which is our management group, started work in Argentina. Because the country was essentially unexplored, there was a great deal of opportunity to be uncovered. And right off the bat, there were major deposits found by companies like Barrick at Veladero, Mount Mines at Baja Lumbrera, and then the Grosso Group found 4 world-class discoveries themselves over 3 decades. And then you look at Argentina from the perspective of lithium. Argentina's lithium deposits are in the form of brines. So once you drill out your well field and you're pumping brines to surface and process them into lithium hydroxide or lithium carbonate, you find that your operating costs are very low. That's an immense plus, and that's why we're interested in brine deposits. But what's significant about Argentina is the lithium industry in Argentina is regulated the same way as any other mining commodity. And that's exceptional for a district with brine deposits. If you look at the other major brine deposit districts, so that would be, say, Chile and Bolivia would be the 2 principal ones. Lithium in those jurisdictions is considered a strategic mineral, and that means you need to essentially partner with the national government of those countries. Argentina, that's not required. What we do is we explore, we develop a resource, we take a project into production, we pay a 3% net smelter royalty to the province, and it's regulated the way a mine is. This means that lithium brine projects in Argentina have a higher value for investors, and that is the main appeal here.
Yeah, let's talk about those projects specifically. Give everyone an indication or a little background on the project specifically the company is currently focused on in Argentina.
Our 2 core projects are, all of our projects are in the pro-mining provinces of Salta and Catamarca. That's northwest Argentina. Both these provinces have operating mines, and they're very favorable places to explore and develop resources. Our core projects are the Rincon West project in Salta. Rincon West has, more than 5,000 hectare surface on the Rincon Salar Basin. And our properties are adjacent to the Rio Tinto resource on Rincon Salar. Rio Tinto purchased a large resource in the middle of the basin about 2 years ago. They paid $825 million US dollars for that. Our involvement on the basin actually predates Rio Tinto by a little bit. We knew that there was a large deal coming down, and since about 2021, we've been building our property package on the Rincon Salar. The Rio Tinto resource is it's a strong mid-grade brine resource, mid-grade lithium brine resource. And so our objective going in was that we could develop our own mid-grade resource on our properties. 5,000 hectares is a large property position. Our second core project is in a similar setting. In this case, we're down about 150 kilometers to the south, and our Antofalla North project is split between the provinces of Salta and Catamarca. We have more than 10,000 hectares of property on the Antofalla Basin, and our neighbor to the immediate south is Albemarle Corporation. So Albemarle's the world's second largest lithium producer. Albemarle, going back about 8 years, they purchased an extremely large mid-grade resource in the Antofalla Basin. And again, our objective is acquiring a large block of ground in the same basin, adjacent to a major producer, Albemarle, and then we will drill out the Antofalla North project and hopefully determine that we have similar grade brines to what Albemarle has. Those are the two core projects. Aside from that, we have two very large property positions in other salar basins. Those areas are not our focus at the current time.
The company received a monster investment from automaker Stellantis. We'll get to that in a second. I want to touch on that in detail, but give us an indication here of how things are going when it comes to these projects. Has the company seen success?
Absolutely. So we've been working on the Rincon West project now for about 2 years. We began with geophysics. Our lead property is on the west side of the Rio Tinto resource. So when we did our geophysics, what we hoped to determine was that we have the same conductive brine aquifer, which is present in the main part of the salar. So the geophysics confirmed that we had these concentrated brine aquifers under about 65% of our property. We began drilling based on that geophysics. We're now on our 12th drill hole on the property. All of the drilling returns these mid-grade lithium brines. So that is typically in the range of 300 to 400 milligram per liter lithium is what we see in our holes. We're seeing very long intervals. And so what that means, our drilling is confirming our initial hypothesis. What we hope to do was prove that we have the same quality of brines on our properties that Rio Tinto has in the central part of the salar. The drilling's confirming that, and we've got 3 more drill holes to go on that western block, and then we've got a northern block and an eastern block all on the Rincon Basin, and all adjacent to Rio Tinto mining.
So we saw. Go ahead.
Go ahead. So then the second area, which is the Antofalla North property, we don't have our drill permit yet, but our geophysics there, we have some geophysics that we completed a couple of years ago. And that confirms the basin is 500 meters depth, which is approximately the same depth that Albemarle have on their part of the property. We can see the conductive brines in the geophysics. We hope to have our exploration or drill permit secured in Q2 of this year, and then we'll begin reconnaissance drilling there. But it looks really good. We're adjacent to a very large resource. The geophysics confirms that we have the same in terms of aquifer potential that it has. So we'll see when we get the drill out there.
There's such a massive amount of demand right now with so much demand on the battery side of things, from electric vehicles right across to, the devices that you and I have in our hands on a daily basis. Let's touch on this investment. Stellantis, everyone knows the name, huge, massive automaker, comes through with $90 million US worth of an investment going back to fall of last year. Talk a little bit about what this means for the company, but give us an indication of what a company of that size saw in LIT that was so attractive.
There, Stellantis, and if anybody is not aware of it, that's the Chrysler, Fiat, Peugeot group, and there's a number of other automotive manufacturers in there. It's a very large manufacturer. They're trying to secure their supply line for lithium. They anticipate really high demand for lithium carbonate in the second half of this decade and then after 2030. And so by investing in companies like LIT, well, on the one side, they're able to speed up our production and help us carry on to a production scenario more quickly. And they secure an offtake agreement. So in the case of Stellantis, they got a 7-year offtake agreement from us. Once we get into commercial production and can produce 15,000 tons per year of lithium carbonate, they'll be taking that 15,000 tons from us at their option. And they get a moderate price benefit, a price breakdown on that. And as the price of lithium goes higher, their benefit increases. And in terms of how the deal was structured, their funds came out of Argentina, and so they purchased 19.9% of our Argentine subsidiary. And they paid the equivalent of 90 million US dollars, but paid in Argentine pesos. So we've taken those pesos and moved that currency into forms and currency types which will not be deflated by the local inflation. And that means that we're funded for the next 3 years. Our objective would be that we can take those 2 core projects that I've described through resource stage and through pre-feasibility over the next 3 years using that funding.
Let's look ahead now. If investors had to take something away going into the remainder of 2024 here, what do we need to be excited about?
The key things to watch for would be our initial resource declaration. We hope to have our resource calculation completed in late summer of 2024, late summer in North America. And that'll be for the Recon West property. Now, there's still plenty of drilling to do after we've got that initial resource. But once we have that resource in hand, that means that we can move the project towards a pre-feasibility study. Hopefully, we'll have that pre-feasibility study ready in early 2025. And at that point, we can request a production permit from the local province. The production permit will take some time to be received, but it means that we're on track towards production. And another milestone to watch for will be once we receive our exploration permit for Antofalla North. Once we get into Antofalla North with a drill, this will be the first drilling on that northern part of the basin. It's a vast area. It's a 27-kilometer stretch north-south and about 7 kilometers east-west with huge potential. And so as we begin drilling there, it'll be interesting to watch our results come in. We'll be announcing those results basically every time we complete a drill hole. And that'll be something that'll be very interesting to watch. If we produce the same mid-grade brines that Albemarle has in their area, that would have a significant, great significance for our investors. It means that a project about twice the size of Rincon West will be on track to defining a resource, and then in a few years hence, we'll get that project into production as well.
It's an exciting time, early days, I would say, in demand terms for this industry in a big way. Miles Rideout's Vice President of Exploration with Argentina Lithium and Energy Corporation. Bottom of the screen, guys, go check them out. Miles, best of luck.
It was a pleasure chatting. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much there, Miles. And continuing a tradition, our afternoon guest, making the markets rise. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, that's great. I like that.
Look, man, I'm telling you, whether it's just good luck or good karma, whatever it might be, but we did just test the local high on the NASDAQ during that time. Just a couple of things, because you'll see I'm in AMD, which was a new position while we jumped in, and some of it had to do with that breakup, and I'll get to Nvidia in a quick second, because you had a local high breakout on AMD. We're talking about this one in the chat. It basically got 171.50, broke out this consolidation. I suppose you could have had this at like 33. I took it when it went above 50. And it got up to like 70s here and is stalling a bit. So 172, I like that for a bit of a target, going to get some out. Then the rest of it, I just got my eyeballs on Nvidia 700. I feel like if Nvidia gets to 700, it'll drag AMD up. You could have taken a break on Nvidia too, but I was watching AMD today. So if we get to 700 and we curl, I probably just punch out of AMD because probably going to bring the chips down in that particular case. But we're getting pretty close. Now remember, yes, 700 is broken, but that was all, it was mostly pre-market action, and then right at the open that same day we failed under 700. So it's a new level, but it's not a new level. In some ways, I want to respect that. I got wicked out of Affirm and jumped right back in, so that's me on Affirm. Yay, boom, it takes 45, goes 6 cents. Let's check that, 7.5 cents. I stopped out, I think I got 3s or 4s out. I jumped right back in at the same 80 level on the way back down. So get wicked out, jump back into the trade, give it to the high again.
This is hilarious for the year. I'm just retweeting this right now. I'll post it up in a second. Go follow me at TraderTV, Sean, but check this out. Oh yeah, I got myself a new coffee. I had to go explain, I saw the guy in surveillance there, and I had to explain to him what happened with the Bitcoin there today. All right, so 5,000 right now. So at 49,950, we're higher than that right now on the ES. We're actually at 50,000, 50,000. 5,017 got those
Retired.
Bitcoin, got those Bitcoin numbers. Oh yeah, yeah. If the S&P goes to 10,000, I'm retiring. So you guys put that on your watch.
50,000, like, come on, son.
50,000, the whole
over.
world's finished because that's too much.
The world breaks.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of wealth that'll be created from the market. If the S&P goes 10x from here, like just, anyways, that's whatever. That was a slip. But this whole point is this: we're already 3% above the average price target on the S&P 500. Checks watch, it's the 7th of February. We're already above year-end targets for the S&P and significantly above.
Fine.
No, everything's fine. I'm just saying
could go
that is
wrong?
great. Like, that's great news. But for all of you that were wondering why we're taking some money out of the market, it's gone pretty far. And yeah, congratulations. I don't think you need to empty out completely your clip per se, but I would just wait on it. See if we can extend out a little bit more. We do have some big earnings coming again. We have the earnings board if and when that's ready. We'll talk about that quickly because we are now back into the power hour. And today, man, Roblox was just such a great trade off earnings, as was Uber, as was Alibaba. Regardless, it's a catalyst that we're looking for. So let me know when it's there, or just throw it up, and that would be fine because we can just talk to it as it comes. But we did get out of some more Roblox up there at 45. Now it's coming back in. Let's just be careful with this. I don't think we need to average, and sure, just throw it up. It's all good. And we'll get out. So for me, the big one there is in the top right of tonight. So we got Walt Disney. We're going to wait for that. I'm in PayPal.
That's only because you can't see the top left, baby.
Yeah, I cannot. PayPal, though, is another name that we've really kind of been holding on to that for the dream that it would go up. I mean, it's not a dream. It's actually quite the opposite. It's a pretty big nightmare.
The top left is ARM. That's all.
Oh, ARM. Okay, that's more for you. But, okay, here. Look, I've been talking about Palantir blowing the living crap out of everything. What do you think about ARM at its current levels? This is not, you don't have to predict what's going to happen, but what do you think it's looking like? Is there anything maybe for ARM?
The concern for ARM is, remember, like, look, when it came to market, it was, the valuation was a bit much, and it's still a bit stretched. So like, I'll fully admit that I was only willing to buy this thing on a dip. So caveat, you know, I'm long it when it consolidated here. If you know a conservative trader, then you know that's where I like to get involved. But I'm a bit concerned here because you have a ton of you have a ton of resistance at the 80 level. You had AMD pull back precipitously. You had Intel completely bag it. ASML, the good news, here's the good news. If you think about like their level of specialty, because essentially they just license and they're in everything, right? So it's like they're in like their technologies and everything because it's very power efficient. It's not the same thing as ASML. Everyone uses their machine to basically make any advanced chips. So that's specialization, and look at what's happening in ASML. So that's the good news for ARM. The rising tide really is gonna lift their ship. That said, I have some concerns here. I'm not even thinking about adding to this until well after the earnings report, and I might not even add until after the dust settles with Nvidia. Because I've been saying this since the entire earnings run. Like I'm wary of what'll happen to the sector when Nvidia does the report. I kind of thought what's semi-happening with AMD was a big risk for Nvidia, and that's coming in just a couple of weeks. So that's what's really concerning me. But I do like this company in the long term. The simple fact that everyone wants to talk about being efficient and all that good stuff. Well, it matters if you are the most efficient with regards to power use. You make an advanced chip that you want not to hug power, you're going to ARM. You know, I think it's the kind of thing that's going to make a difference, and they're going to ride the tidal wave of AI. The problem with that, as I said, is if you're making one of those little, like, not bubble tops, but it could be a pullback because of Nvidia, that's going to affect them. There's no questions asked. So I'm not even thinking about the 50 period for a dip buy. If it got back into the 60s, I probably stink bid that, regardless of if it goes down. If it goes down that much, I'd probably buy more because I am tending to build a long-term position. So I'd probably buy another 20% if it got to the 60s. I'm just not expecting 20% down. But for the trade this afternoon, I don't necessarily think I want to buy tops either. Not when it reports after the bell. You want to show me a dip buy at 75 or a previous high, we can go in there and make that kind of a play. Speaking of dip buys, let's go back over to AMD where I did buy the dip off the local break. What's the bad wick? Oh, it's these wicks. So if I zoom past here, there you go. It's easier to see now. Bought it when it broke 50, but I want to make sure if my out is at these bottoms, which is 171.25, that's where I wanted to buy the dip off of a bounce. But it might not hold as it works back to the downside. If AMD comes out, oh, Affirm, you better start working to the downside if AMD is going to come out. But it's still going sideways here on Affirm.
So I wanted to tell everybody that Affirm reports tomorrow. So we have, it's tomorrow night. So tomorrow's the 8th, right? I just looked it up. So here's Affirm right here, reporting tomorrow night. Yeah. So, you know, it will, I was going to say to Neil's point there, might just trade different, man. So 17%.
Well, if it was tonight.
17% short flow. We'll see if people are getting a little scheduled up for tomorrow. All right, I just tweeted it out, man. We bought Uber off VWAP right now. And I'm here to tell you, made a mistake. It went all the way to the 200 period. We should have got some out there. It's a sloping down 200 period MA. So that is a target that we should have respected. So we're going to put an order there, 70, 80, see if we can get that. That's my bad. All right, Roblox came back in. We got out before it broke the 50. We actually just talked about that. Then it all of a sudden bumped. And when it bumped, do we have two outs there? Hold on, let me zoom this back in. No, only one. So it bumped back into 65 there. We took that fill because that's pretty good. Our best fill we got was 84s or whatever this is right there, 83s. But again, it was off this. This really sent my net much higher because this happened. And again, a couple early. So we didn't get out immediately. That's the out of the first long that we had at 43. And then all of a sudden we took some outs here, 24s, 25s. We always get out there. That's only a dime. And then it blew up and then it just started planting the flowers. And then we got out there again nicely into those, you know, some of these levels here that were already seen this morning. And then now we're waiting sort of for the top. Someone said before, what does it mean? So all right, we did the same trade on Affirm, but we'll face slap now. So we got stopped out there, but we're right back in, and now it's, you know, slap our face time. Someone said, what does it mean when Sean says or Neil says, we talk the same here, we're bidding a certain price. So I said, like, I'm bidding down before I said, oh, I'm bidding down here 44.19 because that was this level here. Now we're putting it, so let me just talk about what this means. So if I say right now, well, let me tell you where I am bidding. I'm bidding 64s. So that means I have an order sitting here at 44.64. So if this comes down like it's doing right now, then I don't have to worry about it because my problem is that I continue to talk. Meanwhile, I have 7 positions on right now. So if any of them move, I literally have to have orders out there to get filled. So when I say I'm bidding something, it means like I'm bidding now, which would be a buy, or I'll say I'm offering. So like on Uber, I'm offering up here $70.80. It's only right here. But if it goes back up, then I will be saying, hey, you know, I have some shares to sell, and that would be an active offer. So that way, if it comes back up to the 200, and sometimes you'll hear me go, oh man, why did I get out? But it's like, that's where my offer is. I put it there, so whenever you have a contractual agreement, which would be a buy and a sell, boom, that executes the trade. So I will be out of that at 70, 80, and just like Affirm is turning around a little bit.
Contractual agreement, I like that. Very official.
Yeah. I don't know if it's I guess it's a contract, right? You put in a buy order, someone else puts in a sell. If those prices meet, then yeah, you know, of course, unless you're Robinhood, you know what I'm saying? You know, then you can set it to Citadel and go back and forth there. But at the end of the day, That was so funny when I went to the Dumb Money premiere here at TIFF, and I was literally sitting in the same row as Citadel guys.
That's amazing.
That was hilarious.
You know what? You know our friend Wayne?
Yeah.
So he watched Dumb Money,
Yeah.
and then there was a conversation. Some guys I played baseball with, and Sean, we went to. He didn't go to our high school, but some of our mutual high school friends, and he was interested in it. And so to sort of explain some of the, I had to sit there explain naked short selling,
Right, how that all works.
short float, and one of the other things was they didn't really understand what it meant when an order didn't go to the market. They're like, "What do you mean you sent? What do you mean I can send a buy order on my account and it goes
not
somewhere
to
else?"
the NASDAQ or yeah.
And like it's a weird thing because when you explain that to somebody, they're like, "How is that fair?" And I just couldn't.
Well, I mean, I've said for days the market.
That said, understand that's why you pay no fee. That's why it's zero fee. The cost is that order doesn't go to the market. And for a lot of traders, you might not care because that fraction of a cent that gets taken, it doesn't really matter. But for some, it does. I'll just throw that out there. So I did get out of AMD. There we go. You can say it's a tight stop, but that was my support level. It broke. Whether I opened the stop up or had a tight stop, it was going to get out no matter what. So we reloaded it on the dip. Doesn't work out. We get out. I'm going to tempt fate here because it's marginally better. I did the same thing. I reloaded Affirm. I got some out at 70. That looks hilarious. It'll load back in. Logging out in the middle of the day, Neil. That's what you had to do for crypto. But this wick didn't happen. I've moved my trail up on Ford. It's not really moving. I had it at 65. Now it's going to be at 70. Yeah. Tesla's trying to hold. I really thought this was going to be a move into 700, lifts all ships. But that little pullback in Nvidia caused that dip in AMD. So very clearly, Nvidia is the strong one, not AMD. I just can't bring myself this tight to 700. I don't know that I want to go long on that top. So I'm going to back off from that, stick to Affirm, see what it can do up there. I don't think I'm going to get that shot at Pinduo Duo, and it's in the power hour now. So Pinduo Duo is still not really moving. I thought if it could get into 130, we go short again. But you're running out of time, and if you're wondering why I keep saying that, Chinese ADRs do much, much less volumes in the afternoon and tend to move less. So unless it's doing something, I don't want to force the action there. I love that price level. If we don't get it, we don't get it. Come on, NVIDIA, just get to 700 so we can trade off this level.
Yeah. Okay, what's up to the Piper here? I mean, I'm glad to help. We have the real deal with Neil in the midday. We have an educational segment all throughout the midday as well. So what's up to Pied Piper? Oh no, it's gone. Hey, Sean, here, please, and Disney. Okay, that just popped in there. Oh man, sorry. Okay, there it is right here. So the Piper. Okay, so just for example, right now I'm offering Alibaba. So I'm long. So when I say an offer, it means closing a long. So you are right. So right now I'm sitting here in one of these gateways. There it goes. We got out. So there we go. So that's an offer. Just so what's up, Piper? That's an offer because you could see that I'm long at the bottom there. I know I have a lot of positions. Maybe we should, do you guys like this scrolling or should we shrink the font maybe? I think that, we'll keep it like that. But anyways, pretty soon on our second stream, it'll be easier to see our positions. And
because it fills the whole thing.
Yeah, then the right thing to do that any reasonable person would do would have both streams up at the same time.
Yes.
You know,
although shrinking the font probably wouldn't hurt.
No, the both streams up at the same time is the right solution.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Yeah.
But
so then right here at 73, there might be other reasons for that. Down here at 73, so I'm long there. So we're closing that position, so it's an offer. If we're trying to get short, let me just go over to Affirm because it's the only name I'm short right now. These are offers to get short. So yeah, they're kind of like, we just, talk a lot, obviously, and sometimes it should be called a short sell. So, we are short selling whenever you see purples. I think it's probably purple for you too, or maybe it's pink, but do you have purple?
We're all supposed to have purple so it's uniform and not confusing.
So there you go. So
and that's the reason we did it, so that you know the difference between covering a long position and going short. The purple is going short. And, yeah, that's whatever. It'll load back up eventually. And then the red is covering a long position, which I'm going to do soon. Marvell's making a power move. They haven't reported yet. But I just keep staring at NVIDIA 700 like I can will it into existence. It's at 99.30, so it's getting close here on NVIDIA. But Marvell making a similar power.
99, what is it at?
699.20. It was just at 30, but now it's at 20s. It's getting close.
That's interesting.
I mean, did we come all this way not to get to 700?
So the highest we broke before was there's a huge wick up there. 704. 1 second.
Just got
Did I
distracted
get filled
by
on
it,
Nvidia or on Affirm? No, I did not. I only got one fill down there. Okay. Yeah, good call. Whoever mentioned that. I know you're looking at well, you got stopped out on AMD, but doesn't matter. We're already here. All right.
Just gone on something else.
That's what I mean. Like, why we ever don't just go long on dips on Nvidia? I feel like here's VWAP. Okay, that worked. That worked. You know, the 200 worked. We're not nowhere near VWAP, so you're not going to use it. And then all of a sudden, the 50 looks pretty muddy, but the 200 is great. So like right now, if you're playing pullbacks, the 50's been muddy, so you could wait for 696. I don't, you know, if you're going to do that, I feel like you're holding it down here to 94. So that would be $2. Yeah, maybe it's worth it. Yeah, okay. So, you know, this could be a decent buy area, this most recent top, 696. But yeah, I'm not going to short it. I'm not. Like, what is the level there? I just saw a big size there. Okay, so oops, it's just on ARCA, so it's not. Anyway, it's gonna be hard to see as it's moving around. But anyways, there only seem to be 30 or 40,000 shares there. There's gonna be way more in the dark pool.
Oh yeah, it's gonna blow through. Regardless of the size that's out there, it's gonna blow through it.
I mean, here it comes right now.
Fast.
Do we just want to take a long? I mean, I can take a long.
I'm taking the break.
Feel pretty good about ourselves today. All right, $700.02, $700.
Okay, now it's just not gonna get there because it's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna get
mean
there.
like that.
All right.
Don't be that guy. Get there.
Couple thousand shares. Let's see what we're gonna. No, I'm not doing that much. Let's see what we do here with a couple thousand shares. You want to see P&L chasing, man? The minute this would go against me, I'd be like punching out immediately. All right, so let's go. Nvidia up to 700. The reason why we joke about share sizes is that you have to be understanding of what kind of risk you're doing, right? So like if I just said this could pull back a couple dollars. Like if you punch 1,000 shares in there, then you should be willing to lose. Like I think this area where we most recently bought was 97. So that's how I figure things out. It's like, where is my stop? And then what are the share sizes, right? So I just did it in my head that this was 96. We already knew about that. So if you're willing to lose $400, now we would punch out for faster than that, but to hold it, that would be sort of the risk. So that's some of the things that go in there. But look, looks like you would have just had about 50 cents.
Like the short would have worked out. I don't know.
Yeah, all we had to do was tell them that we were going to go long, like you said, and then the short worked. So, all right.
I feel like this always happens at a key level. The more people are anticipating the breakout long and wanting it, it goes without saying. The more people are looking for the breakout long, the more likely you're going to get that scalp short trade because you're picking a direction. Like I'm not going short because I want to take the long break. It looks like we're heading another push in there. Marvell is going to maybe test 70. The interesting thing here, if we fail a 700 break, Marvell has a lot of overhead resistance if it gets through 70. So I don't wonder if there isn't a pullback trade because that's almost more parabolic than Nvidia here. When do they report?
We are you guys uploading something over there? No? Okay.
Oh, Marvell doesn't report till the 7th of March.
Yeah, Marvell and Micron are weird ones, right? They're all, and Nvidia is super late too. Nvidia, I think, is the 21st
that's
of current month. All right. So honestly, this is the first time I looked at Palantir stop order because I didn't even consider a stop order until just now. So this long is $22 long. I just canceled my stop, was $21.84. So this trade is now $1.60 in the money, and we gave ourselves 15 cents worth of risk, right? Back into sort of where this all started. And so if you want to see the risk that I'm talking about, there it is right here. This right there is 84. Like I didn't even look at the level. I just looked at my stop. I figured out where it was. So this punch right here was 15 cents. So that's why when it goes back up to the upside, our first take there is 15 cents, and then it just continues to go to the upside. We did have more shares than... okay, Nvidia just went and said we're long then.
No. Never mind.
Okay, anyways, I just want to talk about it. That's okay. If we get long, we get long. I wasn't on my blotter view, so I had no idea.
It was right there and then didn't break.
Okay, good. That's fine. So anyways, I just want to talk about it. There's Palantir at 58. I was going to use this as the bottom, so I put it at 40 break. So if we break 40, we'll get out of Palantir. More conservatively, could be 60 break is probably better if you do have big shares on this name, which we do not anymore. I would get out right there. But this is, wow, I just got to hold things a little bit longer. All right, here we go, man. It's NVIDIA time, and we're about to get our what's long in about a couple seconds as we break through 70. Okay, so you've already heard the strategy. For me, I think we can hold this a little bit. You see the 50 periods coming back up. Let's just see what happens. Those bottom wicks that just were made right there was 698.50. So this is $1.50 worth of a hold for me. 698.50 if and when we get punched in. $1.50 worth of a hold for me here, and here it goes.
Yeah, of course, it's like 99 on the offer, and it doesn't want to go. I am close to... Oh, there it is. Another short would have worked.
You see how
Someone
we have...
just marketed down like 50 cents on one shot.
Oops, keystroke error. No, I didn't do that.
Wasn't you? You'd see the short position pop in, ha ha ha, Sean.
Yeah, and then I would be like, what have I done? What have I done? And then I would just market it back up and it would go right back there. No, but see, that's the whole thing. Like for you guys, you might see that flush and be like, what are these two idiots getting so excited about? Because it's just that. But like, that's what we're talking about. If you can get 50 cents or 40 cents in 5 seconds, to a lot of the retail traders out there, that doesn't mean anything. Like you're looking at it, you're waiting for it to break. But like here at Real Trading, you can actually you could have shorted there any amount of shares, and then boom, 40 cents in the money. So like if you have even 100 shares, you can just quickly make 40 bucks, like right there. Like that's the kind of trading that guys behind us, I would recommend. I'm not trying to tell Brankles or Wayne what to tell these guys, but everybody pretty much should have been sitting there, because if you're wrong, like me and Neil were talking about, if it breaks 700, now I don't know what the slippage is going to be. You're about to find out where I get punched in here. But like the slippage of even 20 cents, that move down was 40. So as long as you keep doing this over and over again, you will get burned, probably 50% of the time. But hopefully your winners are greater than your losers.
That's why we say spread matters. And anyone that ever brings up like small cap stocks, especially stocks that are really cheap, sometimes hey, look at this runner in the afternoon, guys, and you'll pull up a stock. It's $1.08 and it has a 5-cent spread. You can't, that's 5%. That spread's way too big. On Nvidia, $700, you might get 20 cents worth of slippage. That's reasonable.
I actually have a suggestion for our crew over there. Can you somehow just put like my Nvidia level 2 or mine, I guess, because I'm showing it on the screen, just like up somewhere? Like, can it always be up, or do I need to put it? Like, I'm just thinking because it's going to break and people are probably going to want to watch it. Even in the middle, or this just is what I'm pointing to right here. This, if it can go like where Neil's face is, or mine.
Because it should be.
Because I feel like it's going to break. I'm not going to change it.
Do it already.
Whatever it stays there, you can do that. So just so we could watch it. So here goes Nvidia right now. It looks like it's going to break.
Somebody is totally scalping this short, and
see what I mean?
And they're just laughing at everybody waiting for the breakout.
That's a couple times in a row. You could have made a couple pennies there. So we'll continue to watch it. I just know that it's going to be a hot name, and there's a lot of people looking at it. So here goes Nvidia breaking through, and again, like where else? Right? Like I could turn around and see CNBC probably talking about like a commercial or something that's completely irrelevant right now. And we're showing you live the stock that everyone cares about. That's Nvidia at 7 bills. So hit the like button immediately because we're doing what I'm trying to do, what I think you guys want. So there it is right there.
That doesn't hit the like and subscribe button.
Dude, if it breaks when this is happening. But anyways, yeah, that's a good one. No, just playing around. All right, so there it goes. Hit the like and the subscribe, and we'll do that right now as it's going down. I will change this right now because there is a lot of talk on Snapchat, which is starting to go back up to the upside. I'll put Nvidia back in 1 second, but there goes Snapchat back upside. All right, that's enough. That's Palantir. Oops. Nvidia. No matter what, I even pushed last symbol and it went to Palantir. My stock is always thinking I want to look at that. All right, we'll watch Nvidia, but everything else is working out as well.
Yeah, hold on a second, but it should just go to the lot. It doesn't matter.
I know. You saw me go from Nvidia to Snapchat, and then I pushed page over.
Well, there's actually a feature in P Pro 8 here at Live Trading. There's a feature that allows you to change between, on your level 2, you can change between 2 symbols at a time or 5 symbols at a time.
Why is Affirm not moving?
That's my gripe right now, is Affirm is at a key price at 45 that it should be moving away from one way or the other. Like, you got to be kidding me. The market is breaking. We're going to get this. The market's going up. Look, we should see this break. But yeah, you'd think with Affirm, we'd have busted 45 or faded away from it by now. I just keep moving my trail. Ford is actually making a bit of a run here. So I'm going to get out of this, it looks like, without having to trail it, because we're getting to the pre-market highs as we speak. As a matter of fact, no, I'm not looking to get towards the mouth. I'm getting on the midpoint right now.
There's
go back off the
Nvidia
15 minute. It just wicked it here, so I'm going to get out of this one if I can get these 83.5s. No way, it just dipped back down again.
All right, guys, honestly, on the sticky note, we put on here, if I can find it, that we loved 144 on Google. It's right here, 144 long. Enough is enough. We love the long. Let's go with that long. So before Roblox happened, this was my #1 stock on the day, and I'm pretty proud of it because of us falling. Man, my computer is like, I might have to restart my whole computer. I'm not even sure what's happening. Okay, so there it is. Let me just quickly go to Google quickly. We just got taken out. There's 144 long. There's $1.60 right there. Sure, we got it all the way up, but this is going to be my number. Well, Roblox is my #1 name, but we're looking at it right now with Google. But Roblox, we got to get out of it. We're gonna wait back for Nvidia. I don't have any fills on it, so I got to do like this. It's getting very, very close. I said I'll never change it. So let me just never change it then. We'll just keep it up here for you guys. I just got out of Google, pretty happy with that, as we say. Let's now see what happens moving forward. We still got that Affirm short, which is trying to go. Here goes Nvidia. And Affirm short is going down, but I told you we'd keep it on here, so let's see what does happen. Did I just get long? Something just filled for me. We'll talk about that in a minute. Uber filled with a monster trade as well. That Uber went all the way back up. Did we break? No, we did not. Holy shit. I did not get long. Did you get long?
19s?
Good long, man.
Okay.
Wow. Lucky for Neil.
19.
Good call on that one.
I crossed to 21 on a lark. Usually I'll cross.
I only crossed the 10s. Like
19s.
Wow.
So
See that?
that's the slippage on the break. We were even talking about sometimes you only get 10 cents worth of slippage, but we're able to get it. I just scalped the first buck. It's 326 already, by the way. I got out of 4, but the other thing to keep in mind, when we broke this in the pre-market 2 days, or yesterday, this was yesterday, it wasn't even 2 days ago, the local high was right here, 701.35. So it was right at this price level that it's doing battle. That's where it rejected, and that was for about 20 or 30 minutes going into the open. It rejected that price level. So yes, I'm taking some profit out in front of it. Now I'm just gonna let it ride. I'm gonna put my stop at 700 even and see where it can go. Maybe the imbalances we'll see. Like the early look on the imbalances could change my mind, but this could go anywhere at this point on Nvidia. And for anyone, if you're trading at real trading, use Edge A, your Edge A stop. That's the one that sits server side, right? So meaning it sits at the exchange, it triggers just that microsecond faster, you get better fills. I know that very well because I famously didn't use that one time on an IPO and got mad slippage. But Nvidia, this thing is a rocket ship.
That's where it's like an absolute no-brainer trade. You take the long through 700, and there it is, man. You couldn't have even punched out for less than $1, really. I mean, if you panicked, you could have, but...
Well, the first level was you hit offer enter. Offer enter gave you like 80-something. But the other thing, too, is that's why sometimes you don't want to go short, because if you only want to focus on the long, and it doesn't mean you can't go both ways. You can go out and reverse. Like you could have shorted 99s and gotten out and reversed at 19 or whatever price you get. It's just a little bit of housekeeping here. I did get out of the Ford trade. So Ford is done. I got once it broke 45s, I never got back into it. I should have probably here, as I said, in the middle of the day, we got a little busy with that crypto testing when it gave the only reasonable dip buy that I would have taken, because it would have been back in front of that 1245 level that I would have taken it. So without getting that, I gave it right back into the opening range top here. And I said I was punching out when it got to 82. So I got out 1220 to 82. But remember, we lost first on the 45. And we talked about this in the midday lesson. Like, you just make sure you have a strategy for buying the dip. And it'll give you the opportunity to take multiple swings or take one swing and work into it in a reasonable fashion. Make sure you stick to your own style. Nvidia is a rocket ship. I don't even want to think about fading Marvell anymore. I kind of felt if Nvidia had failed 700, I wanted to short Marvell. But Marvell, in some ways, is actually better. Nvidia's up 2.8%. This is up 4%. That's actually a more parabolic move. I know Nvidia seems impressive because of its price, but Marvell, percentage-wise, is making just as good of a rally here. But let's go, Nvidia. Let's see how far we get. We got 3:30 coming up in just about 1 minute. So we'll get a look on the early look on the imbalances. Affirm is somehow dead flat right now. It was flat 2 minutes ago, and it's flat right now for me. Why isn't Affirm moving? It reports tomorrow. It's at the highs, and it won't go one way or the other.
Right, I'll put a bid at 76. I have a bid at 76, 71, 64s. Man, that Nvidia, it's just like some people in the chat too are saying they crossed the 10s, the 15s. You can't do anything about it, but yeah, no, it's nice to see there.
I've missed fills before. Like,
No, I just didn't cross far enough. It's not. I didn't even. It's just it blew up. I mean, that's Nvidia, man. I mean,
the 500 break, you didn't have to cross this far. Remember?
no, but that makes sense. It's $700. I mean, it's
Should it matter that much?
Going to be, yeah. Well, obviously, I think it does. The thing is, the spread alone, right, is like, look at the spread, is 10 cents.
Hey,
right?
it's Enzo.
There it is. What's up, Enzo? But again, that's just one of those trades that you got to take. So we talk about that all the time. So hopefully you guys have it on there. We just, like I said, you know, on a huge position was Google, and we just got it out right there for $1.50 as well. So this takes all day, but again, we already talked about that, so that's why you want to be here trading, obviously, because you never know what's going to happen. There it comes right now, Affirm. Hopefully it comes back in. Honestly, guys, we'll have to wait for that. We have the biggest names here, man. Google's going to be the #1 P&L name. We have Palantir. Oh, yeah, by the way, Palantir. I might switch where we're going to get out because we just bounced off 50. Instead of waiting for a break of 30s, let's get out if we break 50. So let's change our order there on Palantir. This is a great one too. I might just go, we got to get out, right? So let's just go 23.59, like literally right here. So if it breaks lower than here, we're going to get out. We're having a banger day. So I'm not going to sit here and complain about if we get out and then it rips up. We only have a small piece left of everything. We've talked about that. Roblox, again, a bunch of outs again. We did good getting out of Uber right there, I feel like. We talked about missing that top. We just got it, so I'm not gonna be upset about that. That's 60, 75 cents right there, pretty clean. So we'll wait for that. But yeah, not much else to do right now for me. It's 3:31. We do have a big earnings. I got to get that board ready to go.
Imbalances out is nothing.
Balances at, yeah, what is it?
71 million to the buy side is the imbalance. Okay. Individual names here. I mean, why is MFC there every single? I have no idea. Shopify 900,000 to sell is an early look. Ford being $1 million is nothing. Ford's an $11 stock. $12 now, I suppose. And then Enbridge. There's really nothing there, so that's why you see 71 million on the total. That's just the early look on the New York. Here comes a bit of a pullback. Can it bounce off 700 on the way back in? That would be spicy. If it shows 700 again and finds support at that price level, maybe there's a good opportunity for a reload. Oh, now Affirm wants to go down. The other thing to keep in mind as we talk about Nvidia, look at AMD when Nvidia broke higher. Okay, that just kept going down. I don't wonder if I should be shorting AMD. Like now that makes me think the other thing about AMD. Like this, you get that exuberance in a 700 break, Marvell's flying and AMD's falling. I think this is a short to pop. They might be running out of time here though with it being after 3:30. But that's a decent indication where the money wanted to go, as you should be breaking higher with the rest of the group, you would think. But the opposite here in AMD.
All right. Yeah, I'm not bidding Nvidia. I'm just going to, honestly, my bet is basically already made, and it's very, very comfortable.
Well, 700 didn't hold.
Yeah, there we go. So, you know, like I was, okay, here, we'll go back over to it because it broke. Like we were saying, I don't have any ticks. I mean, Neil can go show you his, but you know, this is the thing about when things break, right? This is what real trading is all about. It's an easy trade when it just goes up and it keeps on going. It's kind of like what you do now. Like now is like the decision-making point. So
don't turn a winner into a loser.
Right. Like now, what are you guys gonna do, right? So this is where the real thought comes in. It's like everybody and their mother was trying to get 700 long, and you got it, you nailed it, you got out at a great price. So that's what you're gonna do now. Sometimes you can wait for the dream like I've done before and like we've all done, and it comes back in and you get out of a little piece at the end, right? So that's, you know, I hope some of you saw what Neil did there. And
because just come to my chart for a second.
Yeah,
because it is an option. If you held this trade, it actually holds on to 699.40. So let's say you got, like I got 19, so we'll just go with the fill that I got. So I got 19s. If I hold it to 40, I'm holding it another 80 cents against me. So maybe I give it $1, let's just say. So I'm going to give it the full $1 against. But remember, like that first move up where I'm taking profit in front of yesterday's top was 701.33. So if you're only that's $1 that you're grabbing in that move. So if you're holding it against your $1, you really got to be expecting more there. So that's the litmus. Time of day matters too. Like that's an easier hold or refill if this happens at 9:30. If that, I promise you this, if that happens, not 100% of the time, but if that happens at 9:30 in the morning, you're giving the 700 another chance. Or you're giving it more room because the expectation, if I see 700 break at 9:30, I want 705, I want 710. When it happens at 3:30, there's 20 minutes left for this to really go, and even then I'm trying to get out of positions by 3:50, and a lot of day traders are. So you take what you can get. It doesn't extend that much further. It couldn't break 02s. If it broke 02s, I was moving my trail up to that 701.35 level that we talked about before. So the trail would have moved to the upside. So that's the adjustment. Affirm has now decided to do something, which is timely because we're out of Nvidia. Yeah, my Affirm chart's doing this, so I probably, you know what, I could close it and come back. But I just bid again at 71s. That was the fill. It's giving you fills at 70, and then it's not breaking that 70 level. If I close this and open it back again, it'll work.
I don't have too much to talk about. You know, Alibaba's fallen in there. We got a little piece. I mean, we were waiting for this. Let's talk about some new trades, right? Okay, let's look at Disney. Disney's going to report tonight. We really like that name. I really like the name. We've talked to a lot of traders about this, but honestly, it's put up or shut up. So no matter what, like, looking at levels is what we do best, and we're just going to do that tomorrow on Disney. Like, for right now, I really like this. I mean, I like this move to the upside, but this is the problem. If they disappoint, which Disney, you know, kind of known to do a little bit here, especially with investors, let's just wait. You know, I feel like this is priced to perfection. I feel like we can all see that. It's pretty clear there that it's upside, and you're running right into 100. So for me, I don't know what they're going to say. I would rather hear them. Oh, by the way,
Apollo.
Palantir just came out. So let's just go, man. Palantir, we've made. It's been a good 2 days. So there goes Palantir again. We were long down there at $22 with a 14-cent stop, and we will just take 10x on our stop. So that was a good one. 10x, wasn't that a stock? All right, so then we got out of that one. I'm just trying to talk about some trades that we got out of recently. All right, and again, to each their own, but like we just made maybe more money on Affirm just on this thing going down 20 cents that potentially I would have made on Nvidia. So let's, you know, Nvidia is now back up above 700. It's at $700.60. So anyways, there goes Affirm. Let's hope that that can bleed to the downside. Roblox is falling apart, so we're just going to get out of this. It's back to the 200 period. If it breaks view up, we're going to get out. Roblox, again, when we get out of Roblox, it will be my #1 name. So there it is right there. And most of the damage done right here. We talked about catching a falling knife. These are all winning trades, but honestly, this one was monstrous, but it's this one that put it to #1. So that was a good trade. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to get out now if it breaks view up at 44.70. So our last 10% is going to cost us a little bit here. 44.75 break on Roblox. Boo me on that trade, but hey, it was a good one. We're going to get stopped out, and I'm just going to cancel my stop right now and put a new one in for 44.75 break. Okay, we'll do that. That's right where VWAP is, and like I said, if we're going to be the Wednesday Wisdom on, by the way, go over to Instagram, man. Go over to my account, like, subscribe, all that. Go over to the main account at tradertv.live. A couple fun things out there. Shout out to Fabian, who took a couple good videos yesterday of us running around here, so that was really fun. All right, so we'll put that.
Of which, whatever happened to those ketchup chips?
Yeah, Ramin. Where's those ketchup chips?
You ever open those?
Ramin.
We should, because the thing is, like, the chips don't last forever. Like, they're gonna get stale. We should eat those, Ramin. I'm just saying.
Ramin. Oh, you can get that off there if you want. That screen, or you can keep.
Yeah, because like the break already.
Or you
happened.
can keep it up. No, but yeah,
No,
the break already happened.
no, it's a good look because the next time that we're waiting it's a great idea because this happened at was Apple 180. Remember the 180 on Apple?
Sure.
We sat there staring at Apple 180 and everybody was looking at the same. It was like a double top. It was huge size on the offer. It's all anybody cared about for I don't know. It was probably like 20 minutes or so.
Yep.
When it held that level. I remember Palantir at an even dollar one time did exactly the same thing. Like the Palantir one, the entire trading floor at the time was looking at one level in Palantir.
Yeah.
And it does happen. So it's important. I did that thing where I closed it and Affirm looks exactly the same. So it's not really helping. But I wanted to get to one more point on Nvidia. Someone's like, why not wait till it slows down and get more out? If I was holding most of the position, I would have punched out on the 702 break. but I'd already covered most of it. It's just a matter of like you just have to sort of look at it. Okay, well, what do I want to lose? Make sure that your trades are in the pocket relative to each other. At the end of the day, a breakout trade for me is different from a dip buy, consolidation off the top, VWAP or trace, all that good stuff, right? Like it all set up a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, you just want each of those styles of trades, like the winners to be bigger than the losers, and that's sort of the thing. And when you take your shots at it, at least you're going to have your risk to reward. So yes, it's going back up to the high of the day, but I was never going to hold it $1 against me when I was taking the majority of it out at that 701.35 level we were talking about. Like I had a target in mind. It's hard to see here. We said it was 701.35 was this top yesterday where it consolidated. So once it broke there, showed any sign of weakness, I got some out. Affirm's the only position I got on after getting out of Ford. And yeah, it's 340. The imbalances are giving us a bit of a nothing burger. I'm not going to take PDD. I should cancel. Ooh, I still have an order and a stop out on Uber. I'll cancel that. You don't want to get filled in the aftermarket on stuff accidentally. I still had an order out in Uber, just in case.
Yeah, so I'm clearing up mine too. We have that Roblox offer out there if it breaks. To get out, I should say a sell, not an offer, a sell. If it does break lower. Affirm, we just got some out, more out. We got one out at, a couple outs, actually they're both at 70 right there. We got one fill and then it went down. I was waiting for 64s, it went to 65, so that's actually a 69. I kind of just pushed it up and got some more shares out there on Affirm.
Holy arm.
We'll try to let this fall down, man. I'm now bidding 64s and I'm bidding, I just canceled a 50, but you know, hopefully it comes down. That's why we were bidding 50s, 45s. Let's see if we can break that. And if the firm doesn't have a great afternoon, well, we only have 20 more minutes, but maybe we can break and then head lower. But Affirm right now is a good stock. We'll see where that goes. Snapchat, let's have a little quick check on that name. Bottoms out at 11, you know, quarter after 11, 11:15 was about that bottom there. It would have been nice if it got back to VWAP. That would have given us a reason. You can see right here, VWAP retracement held, VWAP retracement held, didn't go back since. So generally when that happens, I would sort of default to the 200 period. But right now the 200 period would be looking to me like a long. So, and then a long against that bottom, 11:20. I'm not going to do that because we are getting to the end of the day, but I would think that that's a fair idea there right now. I just put at the end, so tonight I put up, yeah, ARM's going up, I guess, yeah, nice move. So again, ahead of earnings, man, ARM making a move higher. So let's remember that. So with 20 minutes ago, ARM is going higher, let's remember that. PayPal looks to be going lower here at the end of the day against the market, so they're reporting. And then Disney, there's a bunch tonight, man. We'll have that calendar, we gotta get some business done, but Disney's not doing anything right now. So Disney, to me, again, a lot of investors not sure what they're wanting to do here. Let's wait to see Disney at 99 bucks. That's going to be a big one. We're looking for streaming numbers, and I'm looking for some talk about forward guide. What are they seeing? What are the box office numbers going to be possibly looking at? Oh, we still have that thing up there, which is fine. So let's go over now to Brendan at the desk and handle some B's NAS.
Brought to you by IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and zero commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
And good point up by Steve G. Like, I think some people mentioned in the chat, like NVIDIA, oh no, it's $700 and all that good stuff. But there are ETFs for a lot of these names. I know the Tesla ones are popular. There's Nvidia, NVDL is the 2x long, and then NVD is the 2x short, which will be a little bit more from I don't know, like maybe this will probably matter for the buying power that's something that you might have as a retail trader. Like maybe you can execute at $700 on a prop floor, like in the model here, real trading. You know, the traders here that are funded, because you're in and out as a day trader, you're gonna get different capitalizations, because what matters. It's not to say that buying power doesn't matter, but what matters more is actually your daily loss limit from a risk standpoint. That matters more than your actual buying power. For retail, it's going to be different. So yeah, these things are available to you, NVDL, and then the other ones like NVD. So good shout out there. And I love to see that kind of advice in the community, because if a question comes in, I can't trade this, it's too big of a buying power, great, let everybody know they can jump in that. Sometimes maybe you can't short things in your trading account. and you want to take a market position betting short, then you just go into one of the reverse ETFs that allows you go make a long trade that effectively is shorting the Qs or the SPY or something along those lines. Those are very, very valuable. ARM is on an absolute tear. So all I had to do was say I was concerned about the earnings, because I always say if you're screaming into resistance on an earnings level, things need to be perfect, and the valuation is a little bit pricey with these guys when they came to market. But look, I like the company. If this thing fails 80 again, it's not crazy that you would be in the 60s. It's not completely insane. But it is making a strong power move up. Nvidia is holding back at 702, but I'm not going to trade. I'm not fading this off the top. The play I was looking for a fade, like this, it gets a little bit frustrating, because the way I saw Marvell was fade in front of 70 if Nvidia fails 700. So it gets up to 69.75 and pulls back into almost 69 even. So that's, hey, Neil, why didn't you short Marvell? Well, because Nvidia didn't fail 700. Nvidia is continuing to go higher. So I kind of thought that Nvidia would be driving some of these names in either direction, either along with it or short a weaker name or something else on a pullback. And instead, you have Marvell deciding that it wanted to pull back while Nvidia was at the highs. It's a similar thing to how I liked AMD, thinking at first that AMD was just going to follow Nvidia's coattails and I could ride that to the upside. Well, initially it worked and then it failed. So when that happens, sometimes you just have to make the trade on the actual primary stock. Now, I understand that's not going to look good that I got out, but everybody has to have an out. I decided I didn't want to hold it through. I'm not taking a breakout. It's a 702 top. I personally wouldn't take this break 3 minutes before the imbalances come out. 350 tends to be, when you get the imbalances in, I'm always wary of a reversal of any trend at 350 and at 355. So if a stock is trend up, I'm never thinking about going long at the high or short at the bottom going into imbalances. If I make another trade, it's taking a fill on Affirm or finding something that I can pull a reversion trade on, or I'm just not going to do anything. You got to be able to sort of, when you're having a good day, week, month, at some point, if you don't see a good setup, you just don't see a good setup. And yeah, if you took the break, great. You probably actually could have got a great price there, because I saw it go no more than 10s. So you would have had like 5s or 6s, but it's not really flying away. Right now, you would have got like 15 cents maybe on that 702 break. But I don't think I would take that in front of imbalances ever.
All right, nice bounce back for Alibaba. Give us those 77s, dog. If we can get those, that'd be pretty nice. That would be out of there. And that would be concluding that trade for a paltry 60 cents. We'll see if it can go higher right now. We've gotten higher, but again, ahead of those imbalances, what if they come and sell and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, now I'm punching out at 50s, so whatever. We'll get this out here, hopefully at 77. I'm going to cancel my stop order because I feel like we'll get that. Okay, so, or maybe not. Should I just punch out? See, now there's some decent size right there.
69.
Yeah, all right. We just punch out. If I would have kept my 70s. Okay, there it is.
See, if you ever are thinking about punching out, once you see 69, you just got to hit it. If you see that on the option.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so we got out there 77. All right. Anyways, all right, conclude the trade. That is Alibaba. We like that trade. We had written down 74, but came in, and then at the end of the day, we wind up getting, it just looks crazy because, here, if I do that, it looks better.
Well, I was wondering what was causing that.
Yeah, it's these little wicks up here that I guess were real. I'm not sure. But anyways, $73 right there. That was really the one. We lost early on it. We talked about that. We were frustrated when it didn't hold. But then we bought it back. That was good. And then we averaged in. And at the end of the day, Alibaba will be a good trade. So we're happy with that one. We're not back into Ford. We were just looking at Roblox again. What? Where was my stop? I thought we had a stop on Roblox. It was much lower. Okay, yeah, so we did not get stopped out on Roblox, and we just hit 45 again. All right, let's get this out. We're happy. We'll get out a piece right there. Okay, well, we offered and punched out.
There's a refreshing buyer at 53 on Affirm. I just got out. I was waiting at 50. Well, now it filled. Anyways, I was waiting at 51 in front of that 44.50 level, but I'm out of Affirm. I've had multiple, stopped out there on a short, 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 but kind of sticking to the level whenever it presents itself has worked here on Affirm. And that's the good thing. This is why Affirm's been a good stock, because I feel like when there is a good level on it, and it's probably true to the long side, we just haven't been trading it that way. It's been giving you that trade, and then it's not like it's always good, but if it establishes itself, you usually get more than one crack at it. So you can short it multiple times off the same key level when it makes a crest, which it did here at 45 again, but you had to wait for it to get to like 44 and then 45.
Guys,
Yes, you could go long, obviously, but today you make money short anyways.
all right. We told you our plan. Neil went over his plan. We Affirm broke, so this is what we want. Here come the imbalances right now. Let's see what happens with Affirm, and so on and so forth. Here we go. Let's just get that. Let's right-click there. Sharif's not here, so we can say here we go, and it doesn't matter. All right, shout out to Dak. NSTG probably
Penny stock.
Yeah, okay. So I was gonna say maybe a deletion or something. Snapchat there coming with a bid, so you can see that's starting to get to the upside right now. Checks on Affirm, downside. Checks on Roblox, not doing much. A Shopify with, we can look at these together. There's Shopify, not down.
Off at the high of the day too.
Yeah, so look at that. Shopify just wow. Shopify's $85. What
What
does
a
that look like
move.
on the daily? Wow.
Oh, it's a breakout on the
Yep,
daily.
see, look at that. So that was a missed opportunity right there. But wow, Shopify, I own that stock, and thank God. Sometimes you live in Canada,
Canada.
and you can get some good names in there. Not the Canadian banks, but these names are pretty good. Apple with the bid. I said on this name that we did not want to go short or long until 190. So now that we're under 190, tomorrow we will be revisiting the short on Apple. So mark my word on that one. We haven't even traded it today. Uber, again with a sell, Google with a buy. So like, look, there's a Google bid. Does this look like a bid? So sometimes you can't really trust the imbalances unless these numbers are like way out of whack. So that's not going to do anything to this. But wow, there goes Affirm, man. These were some good fills. We just got a nice one, man. We got 44s. We might as well just punch the rest out and then wrap it up. What a big day. We're really super pleased with the performances of everything today. And yeah, it's another one, man.
I forgot about Enphase today.
Enphase was yesterday, right?
You know what's
No, it was
frustrating? It was this
last night.
morning. It feels like it's been such a full day of trading that I was sitting there like forgetting that in Enphase, it feels like it was yesterday, but it was this morning in their earnings. Shopify, one point about this trade, this local top is $84. Now, we always talk about support to resistance. Look at it, it breaks up. Look where the support is on this little bull flag for it to break out. It's right at the previous resistance level. Previous resistance into support is a great way to join a trend. It's the easiest way to join a trend, and Shopify was a huge missed opportunity. I wish I had seen that one. We all wish we'd seen it. I love the stock. I feel like if you're Canadian, you probably have it in your TFSA, because what else would you have for a growth name in your TFSA as a Canadian? We don't have any other tech companies to own. Thanks a lot, Nortel and BlackBerry, both of which I have owned in the past. But I don't think I'll take any new positions. We talked about some reversion trades. I was maybe thinking about if you're at the high of the day on something, to look for a pullback if it was, but then Shopify, it's the wrong way. Like, it is what it is. Amazon was also 900,000 to buy. I don't know if we said that, but Amazon is a decent size buy and balance. I mean, it's not really moving the needle. Like, Amazon went 20 cents up and pulled back right immediately, so there isn't too much to dig into on those imbalances. So we'll just kind of put it in the back pocket. Shopify strength, look for continuation tomorrow. You can't trade, you can't make the trade that happened today. All you can do is look for an opportunity to continue the break tomorrow on Shop.
All right, I'm just gonna get out of everything here. So let's have a look. So last night we were lucky enough to be on the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is Scotiabank Arena. Obviously, you could see, platinums, golds, so it's over at the Maple Leafs. This is my daughter here, and I don't know if anyone's heard of Haley Wickenheiser before, but that's her right there. And by the way,
Canadians have.
Yeah, Americans might not have even heard of Wayne Gretzky, but is what it is. But anyways, here we go. Today, happy National Women in Sports Day. That's what it is today, so we'll hit a sign up for that. I couldn't be more proud of my daughter. Watch. This is her yesterday, so here we go. Back and forth. There's actually audio to this, but it's not going to really matter. Now, what? No, zoom back. Watch this. Wham, see ya. So what you had to do was you had to try to defend your puck against this other. So my daughter is her right here, Gia. There she goes, just dancing around. But anyways, that was a lot of fun. Just showing you some of the things that they were doing. Whoops, there goes the puck. And then she hits the other girl's puck out as well. There's a couple other videos, but that's just some of the fun that was had there
That
yesterday.
was a Kobe move right there. That's that competitive fire. Oh, I gotta hit yours out now.
Yeah. And there was another video here. Oh, here. This is her actually walking in. Once it downloads, I'll open this up for you. Here we go. I've never seen this yet. Oh, there's some songs in this. Like, there's a song in the back. You can't see that. She filmed for a picture. Here's her there. You see everybody else. That's end of that story right there. There she is. Oh, there she is eating. There's Rick Vive. Anyways, that's it. So you can go.
That was a little fast.
It's a fast Instagram story,
fast.
so you're gonna have to go find that. I'll put that up. But man, I could not be more proud. And this is us heading into Scotiabank Arena. Carries her own bag. Like, I'm gonna get worked up here. So all right, that's what that is. I couldn't be more proud, and that's what it is. And this is why watching the market recap show is so damn important. Like, because we're sacrificing, as all of you guys are as well, right? Everyone has a family. Well, pretty much, right? And, you know, I do everything for them. We stay late, man. They came here right after. We went immediately to this. No rest for the wicked, and we come in and we destroy it today. So just keep on supporting, man. We're here. We're putting in the time for you. Podcast comes Friday. Today's the market recap show. That's exactly why I do all of this. So it is what it is. But now all y'all know, go find me on Instagram. Yeah, just support people you love. That's what it's all about.
That's all that really matters at the end of the day. And the more you support, the more Holo goes to the upside, apparently. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, people love that Holo.
well, I'm not making this up. It was right when you started talking about Gia.
Really?
I'm not making this up. Right when you started talking
I better
about
download
Gia,
those on my
from 11 to 14.50. So, basically, if we want to make 25%, then that's all you got to do. I mean, this stock is obviously ridiculous. For the record, this has now done 182 million shares with, from what I saw, a 950,000 share float, which has to be some kind of a record. Also, it means that the market in some ways has some issues. But now $16 on Holo. Holo is going YOLO and all that other good stuff. Please, if you're long this stock and you haven't taken profits, just consider why you should take profits. I don't know if they can drop it. They're not going to be, whether they can drop an offering or not. This is the stock, okay? It is a Huadunk reverse split to this nonsense. It was a 16-cent stock that reverse split that is now up 1,000%. If you don't think that this can pull back 80% of this move in a day or two, then you haven't been watching these types of plays long enough. But congratulations to anyone that happens to have it. I find it hilarious. Like
Yeah, no.
by the way, no, Sean pulling that up did not cause the stock to go. I'm just making a joke out of it because
I was going to pull it up again.
Because the timing was hilarious. Is it really going to go into a halt?
See what I'm saying?
Now it's going to halt at 1864. Right. That's absurd.
I have to unhalt myself and go up to the desk.
Just for some housekeeping, if it does in fact halt here, just know that at this time of day, the whole 5-minute, 10-minute thing doesn't matter because it's halted in the last 10 minutes, which it is now halted at 1864. The opening print should be at 4 o'clock. So the closing print or the closing price on this stock will be when it opens at 4 o'clock. So good luck to anybody. You should be able to, if you're trading on a platform that allows you to take auction prints, you will be able to get filled on the open with a regular limit on open or market on open order. Just if you happen to be trading, make sure you have that functionality with your broker. And by the way, like if you don't have pre and post market trading and you don't have access to auction orders like buy on the open, sell on the open, market and limits, trading this kind of stock doesn't make sense because you need that liquidity. If you can't cover in the post market, you shouldn't trade stocks like this into the close. If you can't trade in the pre-market, you shouldn't be trading those gappers. If you don't have access to trading on the reopen of a halt trade, then you shouldn't be trading a stock that has the propensity to halt like a Holo would. So all that good stuff. I just want to make sure people don't get trapped in positions and then they don't have a way out. When the move back in, it could open at $25, it could open at $7, it could open at $12, it could open at 18. Like right now it's indicating 18, but you don't know. We've seen all kinds of crazy stuff happen. So I just want to make sure everyone is careful. Could they do an offering after hours? You always have to make sure, it's a great question, DJK, but you should always make sure, if you can, if you're going to swing, go back and read the press releases. Do they have to file for an offering? Have they already done so? And could they drop it any time they want? Do they have one open that they could just announce overnight? That does happen. Check out Funware. They dropped one just either today or yesterday. So we got 30 seconds to go. It's been a good one. But remember, it's monster earnings aftermarket. I care about ARM, but they're not the only ones that are reporting. There's a lot of Disney, ARM are the big ones. You'll get them on the recap show. I mean, you've had Palantir 30% one way, you've had Snapchat 30% the other way. Hopefully ARM doesn't go 30% to the downside or I won't be a happy camper. Get the camera off me. Let's get the countdown on to both the close and the open of this Holo in 5, 4, 3, 2, and you know what to do, Adara. So as said, Holo opens at 4 o'clock, right at the $18 level. It's not really, now it's going to the upside again. So this thing is flying. It just got to $20 and then immediately pulled back to 18. See what I mean? Opens 18, goes to 20, all the way back at 16. Take your profits when you can. It's up to you. Everyone do you. Shout out to Fabian and Ramin. Great job on the 1s and 2s. Getting that great shot level 2 of Nvidia was fantastic in real time. We're going to be using that a lot, I hope. We had a fantastic afternoon, Grest, and great interview by Brennan as always. And shout out to the midday, Adara and Sharif doing their thing. Big shout out to Real Trading for the first crypto trade on the platform today. Hopefully we'll be doing a heck of a lot more. We're going to be doing some testing for it to make sure everything is good and the setup is going to work. But you got a lot of earnings to get to. I'm excited about ARM. A lot of people are excited about Disney. And there's a whole list of other names to get to. Plus, obviously, some trade reviews. So you know who I am. You know where you're headed. Let's get onto the desk. We've got the market recap show. Go get him, Sean, and let's go ARM.
Let's go ARM. Let's go everything. Thank you, Neil, for that. Bitcoin right now making a move over 44 right now, 44,200 right now for Bitcoin. We'll hear. Oh, that thing just fell at the bottom again. Here. All right. So apparently ARM is out. So let's extend an ARM right now. It looks like we're spiking pretty nice. There it is, $85, ARM up 12%. We will have that number for you in just a second. There it is, it's ARM, it's blasting to the upside. It's a nice one, and it's beating everything. $88 and ripping. There goes ARM, this long arm of the law right now, picking it up. It's ARM, it's going. We'll find out about Disney. Unfortunately, I don't have the numbers yet. We will be using the Benzinga Pro. Is Disney possibly out as well? Disney with a nice move up, $1 right now for Disney. We'll scan, man. If anything comes out, I will get all of them for you ASAP. The reason why I'm showing you this is we have the Benzinga platform. I don't have any updates yet, but ARM is clearly out. Maybe might need to get a little bit of a different source on that for these breaking earnings. We'll get those for you in 1 second right now. Thanks, Brendo, dropping it as I feel my vibrations on the hand here. ARM Holdings right now, quarterly adjusted shares, 29 cents versus 25. So that is a beat for ARM. ARM Holdings right now, revenue, beat, 824 versus 761. That's a beat. Yeah, so 28 to 32 moving forward. That's higher than expected. I don't see a miss here at all for ARM. So we'll get it on Benzinga in just a minute. But right now, beating on top and bottom. And it looks like the guide is a little bit better than expected as well. Congratulations, anybody that holds ARM, as that is out immediately. Now, ARM win. Disney pushing 100. I like it. I have also in my ear right now, just so you guys can all see. Just so we have it. We're waiting right now for more releases as they happen in my ear right now. If they come through, we'll have it. That's Disney ARM. We're waiting for PayPal as well. Normally, this is a show where we go over the market recap and all that kind of stuff, but as these guys drop, there it is right now. It's ARM. I'll show you the Benzinga list in 1 second. If you're here, thank you so much. Traders, stay late. Shout out to everybody that's here. Boom. Everybody's here today. Mr. Duckins, Ponzi Fonzie, James Dell, Jameson, Michael Parlato. Hey, Michael Parlato, you're new here. What's up, my guy? Here's ARM. All right, 29 cents versus 25. Thanks, Brendan. He gave us that. And there's the beat on the sales. They're also looking at quarterly earnings of 29 cents, which beats analyst consensus of 25. So they're all over the place right now. The name that I was liking during COVID on those dips was Win. Win right now comes out 191. Destroying 115. I'm still in this name. Let's see what happens. I haven't looked at it in a while. Sales beating for Win as well. Let's go see Win. By the way, ARM taking out highs on ARM. Hello, Win. I like. Nice little move for win right there. Done to the upside, 102 and still going. Shout out to my friend Nelson. That was a lot of fun there in Miami Beach. Thank you so much for that. But Win Resorts, nicely done to the upside. 150. I remember telling Nelson about this at 60, 70 bucks. Right now we're at $100 and change. But we've been higher for Win. So let's see where Win goes right now. A nice little beat on Win. As you can see, up to 104 right now, as that is now out. There's ARM right here. This is what, look, it's a beat on the top and bottom. We've seen that before. And by the way, shout out to Brian Shannon, who called Cathie Wood the biggest destruction of personal wealth of all time. He looked at the ETFs. ETFs down something like $8.3 billion. Unbelievable. All right, here's ARM right now. ARM sees, this is the important thing right now, sees forward guide 28 to 32 versus 21. The stock market is forward looking. So they've already come out with monster earnings. We sort of knew that ARM would beat, right? But it's the upside right here that seems to be what's kicking it. Look at the upside revenue, 850 to 900 versus 780. When you're going to beat like that, you're going to get moves like that. Wow, that's Win. Win up 6%. It's ARM that was up 14. ARM is having a meta moment. ARM is having a meta moment. I repeat, ARM is up. ARM is up 26% right now and just going. Look, probably no one has a full position, but ARM is now making that move. You're going to have to be looking at $100 tomorrow. Disney is out. What is Disney doing? Nothing. Okay, Disney. We'll have to wait. Right now, Disney reporting revenues. Listening, 23.5. There it goes. Disney is going. Disney's 101. Disney is going. Disney is going. Disney is going. Nah, it's not up that much. 101. There goes Disney starting to pop up. Over $100 right now. We are long a lot of this, so hopefully this can keep going upside. It's Disney. It's a banging up stock right now. What do we have on here? Uh-oh. It's Sir Walt Disney in the building. Hopefully not. Passed away. What's up, Walt? 99 cents right now. I don't see what was expected. Sales, though. Miss on sales for Disney. So why is it going up? We'll find out more about this. Here it is right now. That's C's Q1 adjusted EPS 99 cents in line. Okay, so we'll wait on the sales. Looks like a miss, but we'll wait for more on this right now. But it's ARM that's really crushing everybody. Look at this forward expectation for ARM, 120 to 124 versus 107. That's a banger. Here we go. Hulu subscribers up by 1 million. Disney Plus down, I'm just hearing in my ear right now. So Disney, oh shoot. All right, show's over. I'm got to log out. I got to get out of some Disney shares. Up to 104. Disney making money. Let's watch out. Disney board raising dividend for Disney. We like that. We saw what happened when, first of all, cash dividend of 45 cents, I'm hearing in my ear for Disney right now. That's a nice move, man. It's only up 4 points. It is not having an ARM moment, but it's only Disney. If Disney was up 25%, honestly, we would end the stream right now, and I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. But right now, 29% now for ARM. I can't even speak about how far up ARM is right now. Disney right now, new share repurchase program for Disney right now. Boom, it's $3 billion coming in for Disney. We like that one. Wow, this has been a big day for reports, man. Oh, man, all right. I am so excited. We destroyed Palantir. Today was one of those Roblox days. I can't get the smile off my face kind of day that we had. And I'm just thinking about tomorrow. We're going to be big tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to be big, but there's going to be trading opportunities. Look at this. Disney forward EPS increased by at least 20%. Brenda, we'll take a 20% increase quarter over quarter. Honestly, with this kind of action, this water never tastes any better right now. As we're starting. GoPro just reported. Come on, GoPro, get out of here. We're not talking about GoPro. Are we talking about GoPros? What year are we in right now? Watch out, Brendo. This could, watch out here. That almost hit your phone there, and you might have had a dangerous situation here. Okay, Mattel is out now. Hello, Barbie, let's go party right now. Nice move to the upside, $20 for Mattel. I apologize, man. All the market is over here. Sector recap brought to you by nobody today, unfortunately, because we haven't even talked about sectors. All of these earnings are coming through immediately. It is Mattel. Mattel misses both sides. Misses on top, misses on bottom. Sales and EPS, both a miss. That's a wash. So we'll have to wait out here what's going on right now. Wow. I see everybody here. Shout out. We'll do a quick little roll call. Why? Because we do whatever we want. There it is. What's up to Baron Keela? He goes, ARM is at 97. Okay. PayPal. Hey, is PayPal out? Shout to Scott. What's up, Chef Joe? Right there. Nvidia. Everything looking great. You are right. Let's go find out what PayPal's doing. PayPal, not out yet, I would say, but a nice little upside move here in the pre-market as, hey, if PayPal has an ARM moment, I don't know how it possibly can. ARM is now up 31 damn % right now. Impressive, to say the least, for ARM. ARM right now. And look, man, we'll break down these numbers tomorrow, but ARM is impressive. The forward EPS of 124 to 120 to 124 versus 107. That's 20% higher, man. Like, what are you, Disney? That's a great guide higher there for ARM. Plus, their numbers are huge. Here's the number for Disney in line. It's not about that. It was about we are on track to meet or exceed our $7.5 billion annualized savings target. Not only that, they bring back 45% dividend. They expect EPS to grow by at least 20%. We like Disney, and we've been talking about Disney for a minute on this show, so that's a nice move back up to the upside. Let's just have a quick look. Today, FXI downside. We talked about the weakness there in China. I got to get this set up because very, very soon we're going to have the princess herself, Tammy, will be here. It's the Fibonacci princess. Here's the board recommending a big repurchase program for Disney, $3 billion in repurchase. That's good. Put the money back. Give it back for Disney right now. It's a nice move. We'll have to find out where that's going. Chipotle had a big day today. McKesson is out. It's just crazy. It's PayPal. That's what we're waiting for right now. Disney, 106 for Disney. I believe that I talked about this with the Fibonacci princess as well. We like Disney. We've loaded the boat on Disney, man. We have it in all of our accounts. We like it. I got to end the show and get out. Disney 106 and going. We like Disney. Hey, Miss Princess, if you're listening, what's up with Roblox, baby? This was a very, very good call that we had. We talked about getting some out at the top side. We're doing that right now. Nice move. Oh, shoot. Disney right now mentioning a partnership with who? Not Mike Jones. It's with Epic Games. And you know what Epic Games represents. That is Fortnite. Do the dance. It's Fortnite right now. And Disney. That is a monster. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Disney is a big holding. It's mooning right now. We're happy with Disney. Look, some of you might be in ARM, but I don't say anybody's in a full position of ARM. But if you are, this was a banger of a trade for ARM as well. Man, this is a great, great opportunity for everybody to understand. You buy the best companies, you get rewarded, man. We talked about Roblox. We talked about Disney. We talked about Tesla missing. ARM, upside for ARM. What is, like, oh, wait a second. PayPal, Disney is taking a $1.5 billion stake in Epic Games. Epic Games is not a public company, but they are stepping out. What do you think about that, Fabian? Epic Games and Disney, possible partnership by Disney taking a I'm just repeating it for my guy over here, Fabian. So does anybody play Fortnite? My guy's on Valorant. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in Epic Games. Man, are we excited. I know me and Tammy are buying Robux for our kids, but today, it's all good. Do not, whatever anybody does, do not let my kids know that we own Roblox stock. They already know we do. Nice move to the upside right now. There goes Roblox. There it is right here. It is Disney. They are taking a $1.5 billion stake in Epic Games to work with Fortnite. Fortnite, do the dance, baby. New content. It's Disney. It's going to the upside. We like it, man. It's a new dividend. 50% increase in dividend. What do you want? Bang. Does Disney have so much cash on hand that they're going $3 billion back to us? They're also going $1.5 billion into Epic Games. Watch out for Fortnite, man. Who knows what it's going to be for? It's going to be for something. No, they say to make to work on new content. So this is the thing. I've always thought. First of all, let's go over Disney's a monster. I always thought that Disney, and guess what? Holy. We're at 107 for Disney right now. Now, I always thought that Disney and Apple could do something. We've talked about that. Now with Apple Vision Pro, you see those crazy people walking around doing stuff like this. I have no idea what they're doing. They're doing something on their Vision Pro. But guess what? If Apple can work out something with Disney, now Disney's acquiring more content. Marvel, Epic Games. They're not acquiring Epic Games, taking a stake there. Plus you have Star Wars. Is there something in the pipeline? I mean, look, I'm excited for this, as you guys can see. What is ARM doing? ARM pulling back a little bit. They touched $96.84. ARM up a paltry 29%. It's not having a meta moment in the way that it's not adding $200 billion to their market cap, but it's having a nice move up. It's ARM. All right, guys, honestly, thank you so much for watching. I have no idea if we have a record of watchers or not right now, but if we don't, that's their problem. We have a lot of viewers right here. Thank you for watching us on TikTok. Over 4,000 coming through. PayPal. Is PayPal out? I see everybody on the chat talking about PayPal. Oh no, it's PayPal. Bang, we're here. How in the world am I awake? We went to bed yesterday. We didn't even get home yesterday till 10:30. We're in here early. We just did 7 hours of content. We're not stopping right now. It's PayPal, $69. PayPal, bang, bang, bang. Nice little upside move for PayPal. Wow, what a day for people's accounts right now, man. It's ARM, it's PayPal, it's Disney. What missed? Nice move upside for PayPal. I do not have the numbers yet. Oh, Benzinga, man, they let me down a little bit right there. Benzinga, we're sponsored by Benzinga. I love you. Thank you so much. But here it is right now. It's a correction. It's not Benzinga. They're reporting the news. But 122 beats the 99 cents. So Disney beats on sales. They beat on EPS. New dividend, 50% increase. Deal with Epic Games, not a deal, but taking a stake in Epic Games. Epic Games, a private company. Interesting take right there. PayPal coming back in right now. We will find out their results in a minute. I have no idea what it is. I'm just hearing in my ear. Up to 69, back down through 64. Uh-oh, PayPal. Did someone make a fat finger there? PayPal all the way up and now coming back down. We touched that $70 and fade out. Oh, no. Bye-bye, PayPal, as PayPal completely reversing track. Look, other stations right now, they're talking to Bob Iger about Disney. See ya. We've already talked about Disney. Who cares? Look at PayPal all the way to the downside right now, continuously moving down. What is Disney doing? I want to get out of Disney immediately, so I'm missing a little bit of an opportunity here for that. But Disney, downside push right now. Okay. I'm going to take a Hydration Nation. That was a hell of a lot of excitement and a lot of talking. Thank you for rocking with the best recap show, period. Once you find another one, you please send it to me immediately, and then I will just copy and do whatever they're doing 10 times better. That is Trader TV Live. We're putting on a show for you every single day. I want to thank all 3,700 of you for watching right now, plus a couple more hundred on TikTok. Let's go, man. Pretty soon trading up on Rumble right now. Yo, what's up, Chef Joe? He feels I may need surgery after tonight. Nah, we don't need anything. Right now it's PayPal. And PayPal is making a nice little move to the downside. At least it was. As soon as I get the numbers, I'm waiting for the numbers, which we have right now. Then Tammy's coming on. Wait for Tammy in 1 second. PayPal right now, here it is. 148 beats 136. So what's up with that? Sales, 8 billion beats 7 billion. I'm going to assume the guide was weak for PayPal. So I don't see it. They're talking about everything in green here is a beat. So I don't see any reason for PayPal to be falling down. Must be something in their guide. PayPal right now taking down 60. This could be a great trade tomorrow, man. PayPal down now 6%. Disney up. Man, ARM was up as well. That was a very, very exciting earnings moment there. We just pumped it through. Shout out to Real Trading, man. Go join them up. But if we're ready, are we ready over there? Then let's go with the princess herself. Let's go. Whew. I mean, This battery doesn't stop over here, Tammy, but I got to thank you for coming through because we need to take a little bit of a break and start looking at something else. So let's go. It's Tammy. It's the Fibonacci Princess. Thank you so much for joining. Your handle at TraderTammy1, was that what it is?
It's at TraderTammy1 on Twitter. That is correct.
Perfect. Everybody could go find you there. Wow. What a great couple reports there. Me and you have gone back and forth about Roblox. We nailed that $40 level. Thank you for some of those retracement levels. Roblox all the way to the upside. Anything interesting that's come across your desk over the last couple of days, hours, minutes?
Well, if you missed that initial entry on Roblox, we are starting to get a pullback now. So that entry, you know, I'll tell you with the Fibonacci technical analysis that I do, I am the Fibonacci Princess. We don't always hit the zone exactly, but we can get pretty close. So this setup zone was 36.37, and we got to 37.76. So that was on the 17th of January. It hit, held. And what I really like about Roblox now is that it's gone through that 786 retracement up there. And now we're having a pullback. We still haven't met those larger swing targets at $49.77 and $53.04. So a pullback to me is a great idea on Roblox at this point if you're wanting to add more contracts or get into the trade. And for me, I actually want to get into the trade.
Same.
I'm not in it yet. I wish I'd gotten in it back in the 17th of January. But the setup zone I'm looking around is anywhere from 41 to about 43 if you want to go ahead and get into Roblox.
Perfect. Okay, that's actually, you just nailed it. That's what I was going to ask for. For those of us that missed it, you never have a full position on anything, I feel like these days. Like, ARM pops up 30%, and I'm like, oh, wow, you know. But anyways, that's a good pullback into $42. We really, really like that level. I actually want to talk to you before we left, I believe it was for the new year or into the new year, an idea that we all had or that you gave us was Bristol Myers. We talked a little bit about Bristol Myers. It's kind of hovering near the bottom. I'll give you a second, Danielle. You're not Danielle, but we love Danielle Shea. Tammy, call up some Bristol Myers. This was a level that you and I had talked about. You brought this to us. The earnings have already passed on Bristol Myers, and it's not really doing too much. Is the trade maybe broken? It's under the 50 period now. Give us maybe a little bit of an update here on BMY.
Let me take a look at it real quick because I need to pull it up. But I've got it right here because I've got so many different workspaces. I mean, I have
okay, I'll give you a second. Go ahead.
Parts.
Go ahead, pull it up, and I'll keep talking for a minute. Come over to my screen.
Okay.
It's just right here, Tammy. This $50 mark right there. We're now underneath. We're trying to break some of these lows. If we call up a weekly chart here for BMY, I really like. I like the space. I think there's a lot of opportunity here, but we keep on pushing these lows. Do we just wait for these July bottoms of back 4 years ago?
Well, I did pull up BMY here, and I have to tell you, you know, I'm still in it. I have not taken it off because, you know, I kind of feel like, well, it's got to bounce. You know, I don't know if that's, you know, that's a terrible way to trade, right? It broke my setup zone. But I will tell you, what it looks like to me is going to happen is I did have this cluster of resistance, and we're probably going to come down here to these targets on the downside and then maybe get a bounce. I'm going to need to, I think we broke this symmetrical projection resistance there. Yes, we did. And what we're bouncing from right now is an extension from this swing.
All right.
But
so we'll basically.
I can give you some risk right here that if it breaks that, then just, you know, go ahead and get out. Okay. And let's just wait until we can get a bottom and start clearing some resistance in order to, because now it's going to be an uphill battle. You know, when I was interested, we had the 5 above the 13. Well, and like I'm still interested. I have some stuff that I'm keeping long term, and I'm just not, you know, if it breaks my zone of support, as long as I'm still pretty positive about the stock, I'm keeping it. But the 5 is above the 13, and we were still below the 50. I don't have enough. I don't see the 200. Yeah, we're way below the 200. But so because the 5 was above the 13, I was interested, and I was like, this looks good to me. My husband was saying the same thing. He's been trading for over 35 years. So we bought right around, I think it was around 49.50 area. It came down and it did break my level of support. But you know, if you're not in yet and you do like Bristol Myers, you can use this 47, you know, 0.1.4 area as risk. But I'll tell you, really the better idea would be to let us find a bottom,
Right.
get through some of the closer term resistance that we're up against, because we're going to need to get there first, and let some of these moving averages look better. I would rather see the 5 cross back over the 13, that's the blue line, and the 13 is the red. And for us to see a buy signal and actually make it, you know, make it a better idea, a better decision at this point.
Tammy,
So,
that's basically all that we wanted to go for there, because you had mentioned it and fallen back down. Look, we're not going to nail every single level, but it is that 47 is what we're looking for. So 47 break, it's not a huge moving stock. So I just want to talk about it because I do like this space, and I agree with you. I'm looking to pick some up. So maybe that 47 is a level. Okay, I'm going to ask you about ARM, because
okay, got it.
okay, perfect, because we just had that 29% move up. And Tammy, we now need to think about where can we safely think about buying any retracements back in. And I don't know anybody better than the Fibonacci princess to talk about retracement levels. So we're going to do that right now. There's a lot of love for you on the chat. They're loving all these levels. So let's just keep on going. Any friend of mine better be a friend of the chats, or else there's going to be a problem. So let's go over ARM right now. I mean, come over to my screen just real quickly here, Fabian, and we'll let Tammy load up whatever she needs to. But it's a nice move up. We just touched 97. ARM's birthday was just a couple months ago, as it was a recent IPO, of course, back in September. We've cleared out of all of the levels, and now we're just an island. We're an island up here. Where are we looking? For me, a simple mind, I kind of look for the little bit early consolidation, but I don't know, probably too early to settle down, but let's look at some levels. What can we talk about? What's catching your eye with ARM?
Well, I don't know what the high is going to be. You know, so the problem is until I get a high, I can't run pullbacks. What is it saying that it's trading out after session?
Yeah, so right now we're at, I mean, I have the live quote right now is $94. The high
90. So that's great, because we went through all of this resistance. So that's awesome.
Right.
Because that was one reason why I set it up, was so that we could look at some resistance. This has been one that's been a little popular with some of my clients. So I did actually already have the chart too. So tomorrow when we open, I'm going to need to go from that high is high where we open from.
Okay.
And once it's in place and starts to pull back, that's when I can run some pullbacks from that level. What I will be looking at is these recent swings. So I'll be pulling from that swing,
right,
that swing, that swing. I'll look at previous swings in the market, and then I will run retracements from some of these lows,
okay,
to see where we have clusters that align, and maybe a great setup zone. I know ARM hasn't been around that long, so it doesn't have a ton of data, but I think this will be another swing I'll be able to use. So what I'll do is tomorrow morning, I'll have this on my list of things to do when we open, and after I get, things settled for all the clients that I've got, I will take a look at ARM, and I will post that on Twitter, and I will tag you also, Sean. So y'all be on the lookout for that.
This is going to sound really strange, because I was literally going to do something. I was going to say, I'm known to assign homework. I was going to say, please do something tomorrow morning as we see this open up tomorrow, and you get a little more levels, and then you can share that with us. So perfect. That was, hey, you get one of those for that. So follow me and Tammy tomorrow on Twitter. We'll have that posted. Okay, one more. Can I borrow you for 5 more minutes?
I love talking to you, Sean. This is like the highlight of my now twice a month. I love doing this.
Sorry about that.
Talking to you. It's amazing. Talking to you and Danielle, that's my fun times.
Okay, well, I apologize for that, but I have to tell that to my wife, because she says, Sean, shut up. But you obviously like speaking with me, so that's great. Okay, this is a name.
My husband and I work together all day in the same small office. So
I could not.
If you want to talk about husband-wife stuff.
I could not. And that's why I was just joking about this. I was not joking, but I did not work one day from home during COVID because we're in a studio here, and I hear you may be coming to Toronto, which would be awesome. I can't wait to have you here and show you everything. But the problem is, once you come to Toronto, you may want to stay here, but okay. I just want to say that we came in every single day during COVID and didn't have one day because we wanted to keep the quality up. So I'm excited to see. Oh no, my wife's in the chat. My bad. I love you, Marissa, so much. But we also love Tammy and we love Danielle. But okay, so anyways, all right. Now, what I want to get at before I get in more trouble, the more I talk, the more trouble I get into. So let's do a little bit of work here with Snapchat, if you don't mind. So I'll let you call that up. Snapchat today, come over to my screen quickly here, guys. Snapchat today cranked down pretty aggressively. We were long in our own account down here near $11 on a past fail over here. Once we took it, we got long. We exited 75% of the trade, and we talked about it live on the show, up here at 17. And it had nothing to do with earnings. It was just stopped out there. There's too many back and forth, so we got out. But now it's a monster pullback, and it's caught my eye. Today I did not trade this name very successfully, Tammy, because I thought there was going to be a pullback. And if you see here today, even on a 10-minute chart, that's too much. Let me go to a 3-minute. Let's go to a 5-minute chart. You could see here, it just kept on going down. We got a couple pullbacks. That's not even good either. But anyways, a couple pullbacks throughout the day. Closes near or at its lows. What do we do with Snapchat here? I don't want to catch a falling knife. I'd love to see it base out. But maybe there's some levels where I know we're probably through a lot of fibs because we're so low, but maybe we're not. That's why I address the Fibonacci princess.
Well, we have not taken out bullish symmetry of previous swings. And what I mean by that is that I come back here and I say, okay, can I find any swings that are before this large swing that are equal to the swing we're in? And yes, I can. I have this swing and I have this swing. Okay, we have not taken those out. So my advice is, yeah, I mean, we have symmetry that we're on top of. I can look at some retracements too. What I will tell you is if we take out that $8.69, that is where I would say we could either retest the 21st of October low or we can make a deeper downside correction. So to me right now, I'm going to get some of these.
So where do we buy? Where do we start buying? Do we buy at that 1070 and then wait for 10 to break, or?
The red by itself, the red 100% projections is what they're called, symmetrical projections.
Yep.
Those are buy zones by themselves.
Ooh.
So yeah. So something else. Let me look at this symmetry.
Yeah, what is that bottom? Let's check some symmetry out here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that $10 area, I mean, there's probably a retracement we're bouncing off. Listen, this is the one thing I've learned. We're always bouncing off something when it comes to Fibonacci work. It's not like, oh, well, it's just in outer space. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't. I mean, I always find something that we're bouncing off of. And it looks like, yeah, like that 786 combined with that, symmetrical. And also your risk is clearly defined, right? I don't have anything else for you until $8.69. So your risk is clearly defined. If it doesn't work, just put your stop underneath here. This is what I love about my work, and get out and then buy back in when we test this $8.69 area.
Okay, those are some great levels, and that's why we talk about it. I'm sorry to end a very great talk, but unfortunately, it is that time. So Tammy, I know, me too. But they can find you right there on X. We see you at the nice bottom. We got a nice little logo there for you at TraderTammy1. I want to thank you again. And I'm going to be looking tomorrow for some of those levels on ARM. So I'm going to reach my arm out to you and extend that and say thank you so much for coming through one more time. And we'll look forward to the next time you're on. It's Trader Tammy.
Thank you for having me, Sean. Just remember, the Fibonacci Princess helps you define your risk. And I can also be found at Elliott Wave Trader.
Perfect. Define your risk. Go get those Elliott Wave traders, and we will see you soon. It's Trader Tammy. Thank you. Say hi to Danielle for me. I think she's on tomorrow. See ya.
Will do. We talk every day.
Bye, Tammy. All righty then. Wow. Okay, that was pretty fun. Needless to say, thank you so much to Trader Tammy for that one. Go find her, Elliott Wave Trader, and all over the place as she just promoted it. Okay, Sean's tweets. All right, well, I was just going to talk about my sticky note, but let's go over some tweets quickly here. What exactly did I tweet out? I think this was kind of fun. We just went and we got a nice little haircut, although we don't have much hair to cut. But there it was. Talk to me here. Go see what I was talking about. I thought that was pretty fun. I did that for all of you as well. I want to talk about this a little bit here. I feel like this is important to understand. The market is something that, when we're talking about the S&P 500, of course, it's the 500 top companies decided by Standard & Poor's. Names coming out, names coming in. They kick out the worst ones, add the best ones. And you saw Uber get added there. I think it was SolarEdge that came out, and that kind of happened. So if you're not really big into portfolio management, sure, you could buy the Qs, which would be the NASDAQ 100, or you could buy the S&P 500, or on my screen right here, we have a lot of ETFs that show up on the side, right? But this is the spider. So this is the S&P 500. When someone will talk about, and I'm sort of dumbing this down a little bit, but again, when you talk about the market being at all-time highs, most will talk about the S&P 500, right? So again, this is pretty interesting to me. Thank you to Adara for following this. But again, most right now, the S&P 500 is 2.8% above the projections on Wall Street for year end. Okay? I find that very interesting. A big reason why is because we haven't even had any rate cuts yet. How can the market have been this is just how rigged the market is, in my opinion. How can the market have projected 150 basis points? Powell comes out and says, nah, we're probably not going to do that. Not only that, we're not starting in March, by the way. We're going to start later than that, so we're pushing it out. So if we're pushing these out, there's a potential for a nice move at the end of the year, potentially, right? EPS is all coming in line. What's going to happen for Q2, Q3, Q4? So I just wonder if we're either getting a little overheated right now in the market, or is everybody just puff passing in Wall Street and no one has really any clue what's going on at all, except for whoever this person is. Your Denny Research might be the closest at 5,400. Fundstrat already 5,200. Today's close on the S&P 500 was what? 5,021, something like that. So you're already right into here, over 5,000, which is where Bank of America was. RBC is here. Citigroup, Deutsche Bank is next at 5,100. The end of the day, I think we've had a great run in the S&P 500 this year. Potentially we settle in and around where we are now, but it doesn't mean that it's not a stock picker's delight. Okay, just because the S&P 500 might be at these targets doesn't mean you can't nail it with a Disney, with an Affirm, with a whatever, an ARM, any of these names. You can nail it. It is a stock picker's paradise, it seems like right now. And the reason why I say that is because of the chip names. They just continue to climb higher and higher and higher. And unfortunately, as we talk about names that go up, Snapchat, the next tweet I want to talk about quickly, has now reported a cumulative net loss of over $11 billion since it came public. So this is why a lot of companies come public. They never make money. They try to make money. Unfortunately, Snapchat has never made money, and this is its cumulative net loss, minus $11 billion. So let me just check quickly what Snapchat's market cap is right now. I got to go because I got to get to another practice. Its market cap, for some reason, is still $16 billion when they've done nothing but lose shareholder wealth. So we talked about that yesterday with Kathy Wood and whatnot, and that was not me. That was Brian Shannon. Again, another just amazing guest that we continue to roll out. All right, quickly here. What was good on the sticky note today? Look at this. One thing I want to talk about, Uber long 68. We end the day near 71. Google long 144, we end the day near 145.50. Snapchat long, fail. But at least we talked about 1170 and got it out of the way. We actually don't wind up losing that much on Snapchat. Find my trades, we did break it down. Ford long, Baba long, those were all both fine. The Ford long at 1250 ends the day at 1270. That's a good trade. But remember, it's this one. It's Google long 144. I'm not logged in today, so I can't show you my executions, but I can tell you that Google was the number one P&L name today on the show, period. Not Adara, not Neil, not Sharif. Nobody. It was Google. It was this. And look, here it is. Here's 144. Like, honestly, maybe take my mug off. No, take my mug off. There we go. Now, thank you. Here's 140. You probably could have seen it, but here's 144 all the way in the pre-market. We wrote down 144 long. I mean, it came in, we bought it, it broke 144, we lost, then we got back in and we smashed it long, and the rest, as they say, is history. I'm on my way home, Marissa. Oh, we ain't done. We ain't done. No, we're not done. It's roll call time. Who's here still? Man, the 2,500 of you are still here. Thank you so much, man. We had a great show, but it's roll call time right now. Shout out to Ponzi Fonzie. I told you I'd give you a shout out. There it is right now. The Ponzi gets it right there. Darwin, what's up? Disney gonna stream Taylor Swift? Don't even tell me that, Darwin. Do not tell me that. Nicole Harris, what's up? There's Fonzie. Bears vs. Bulls is here. Everybody's here. It seems like the same names. All right, what's up, Matt? What's up, Angelo? What's up, TH? What's up, B-Bot 500? What's up, Rocky? We're fighting every day, Rocky. We're fighting every day. Right now, what's up, Paulie D? Thank you so much for all the kind words. Whew, man, we're exhausted. Disney, what's the price? Let's go find out. I'll keep this here. Everybody, shout out to everybody that's here still. It's Disney. Yeah, baby. It's 107. We're pretty happy with that. Thank you so much for joining again today. ARM, huge move, man. Disney, huge move. We couldn't be happier. I cannot wait to trade for everybody tomorrow. It's going to be Thursday. It's Wednesday. I love you, Marissa. I'm on my way home. Thank you so much for catching me live every single day on the Market Recap Show. Ciao. I'm back at 8:30 tomorrow. I love this look. Thanks for me, and ciao.